So, I kind of just want to react to World War III and what's going on. Try and talk about crypto a little bit. The news was moving so fast yesterday. It's hard to keep up with, and honestly, it's kind of hard to just get a full video trying to explain everything. So I figured it's easier for me to just go to live today. I do have a few things to do. I need to go get me some breakfast real quick. So I will be back, and I need to go get me a haircut later. So I'll be in and out, in and out. But I figure we might as well cover some shit because this is probably the craziest time in my life, in history. I've never experienced something like this, so I'm not to sound messed up, but I'm pretty excited to kind of cover all this. Let me just make sure we are good to go here. You feel me? I haven't done this in a while. We are good to go. I am the only one watching the stream, and I don't care. Gen Z reacts to World War III. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome if you watch the stream at all. If you don't, oh well. We are here to react to what is going on. Hopefully you guys have watched my video from last night already. Let's go ahead, play a little intro song, and then I'm going to throw on some Tim Dillon while I go ahead and get breakfast, etc. You feel me?
Yeah. Stacks crumbling, Bitcoin tumbling, lights flicker in the chain. Hype was heavy, but the fall leaves a stain. Digital gold, dreams sold while it's drained. Faceless grinding, watch the empire wane. Subscribe to No Face Crypto, keep the truth in your lane. From Genesis blocks to a global sensation, crypto prophets preach, fueling speculation. Charts climbing high, fueled by imagination. Now the bubble bursts, shattering expectation. Miners in the dark, hash power in despair. Whales riding waves, but the masses caught there. Every pump a promise, every dip a snare. Blockchain dreams, twisted greed in the air. Paper hands tremble, leverage too extreme. Liquidation nightmares, not the dream team. FOMO and hype built a fragile regime. Now the legends whisper the collapse of the dream. Stacks crumbling, Bitcoin tumbling, lights flicker in the chain. Hype was heavy, but the fall leaves a stain. Digital gold, dreams sold while it's drained. Faceless grinding, watch the empire wane. Subscribe to No Face Crypto, witness the truth remain. Institutional hype, sailor on a stage. Media spinning stories, but truth trapped in a cage. Pumping dump cycles, charts like a rampage. Epstein whispers in the shadows, BTC engaged. Cross-border flows, frozen liquidity dry. The narrative dies, while speculators cry. Tech dreams collide with the harshest lie. Decentralized fantasy, but markets still die. Stack sats worthless, confidence eroded. Narratives crumble, reality decoded. Faceless witness, stories uploaded. Crypto empire falls, legends corroded. From MGOX ghost to FTX collapse. Every promise hollow, every hedge a trap. We build dreams on blocks, now they snap. The fall of Bitcoin, a cautionary rap. Stacks crumbling, Bitcoin tumbling, lights flicker in the chain. Hype was heavy, but the fall leaves a stain. Digital gold, dreams sold while it's drained. Faceless grinding, watch the empire wane. Subscribe to No Face Crypto, don't get played by the game. No Face Crypto stands witness to the fall, analyzing every chart, every fraudulent call. Lessons in the rubble, wisdom through it all. Subscribe, stay faceless, and watch the empire crawl.
Alrighty, guys, let's go ahead and throw on that Tim Dillon. You feel me? I need to go get some breakfast, and we'll go ahead and get into the show. I don't even know where I'm going with this. There's a lot to cover, guys. We might even just join a spaces, see what they're talking about. But basically, the idea that this war is going to just be over and everything's going to go back to normal and things are going to be okay and somehow America is not going to catch any collateral damage, ridiculous, right? I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't want to state what I think is going to happen, but I'm expecting some attacks on the homeland, all right? Let's just be honest, right? We blew up 3 schools. That's fucking crazy. So I'll be back in just a minute. You feel me? I got to go relax real quick before we pop off. Give me about 20 minutes. We'll see. I'm going to go take a walk, eat some breakfast, and we'll get into what's going on. And the first topic, actually, I'm going to go ahead and just put this in here now. The first topic is going to be Anthropic, ChatGPT, and what has been going on in terms of the military action and the use of AI and the loss of our sovereignty, right? There's a lot to be said about that. It's getting crazy if you guys have not been paying attention, but we are very like we'll explain when I get back, but it's getting very crazy when it comes to AI and military action. So go ahead, listen to Tim Dillon, and I will be back. You feel me?
Gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. They say AI is going to take white collar jobs in 18 months? I'm going to have to get attacked in the street by white collar people? Where are you going to be safe when all this happens? Where are you going to be? You know how demoralizing it's going to be to get attacked in the street by consultants and secretaries and accountants and lawyers. I'm prepared to get attacked, by the meth zombie, contingent, people foaming at the mouth, people addicted to new designer drugs. But, white collar work, look that up. Bring some of that up, because this, I was reading this and I was kind of disturbed by it. Now, I don't know if it's true. I tend to think this, AI stuff is a little overblown. I think it's overblown. I think Sam Altman's a criminal. I think a lot of the OpenAI is fake. I think a lot of it is just overblown, and a lot of people are basically freaking out prematurely. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be freaking out. You should freak out. You should freak out a little bit. But I don't think any of that's happening tomorrow. But where am I going to do this show from to be safe from hordes of middle management, white collar, Panera eating zombies? Because that's what's coming. You're going to watch dental hygienists, I guess, like the people at the dentist office, that woman that schedules you. She's going to be on the street now with her kids and her husband. And then the guy who works as an accountant, he's on the street. And then the consultants are on the street. The 12-month deadline is AI about to wipe out white-collar jobs. And this is, I believe this is India, but this is the same, where all of these articles are kind of the same. And they're all they're giving these crazy timelines. Microsoft AI chief gives it 18 months for all white-collar work to be automated by AI. So white-collar people in the street trying to kill you, addicted to drugs, losing their home, living in shanty towns, starting fires for warmth, skin diseases, scabs, picking at scabs, flesh rotting. You know what I mean? That's what's coming. White-collar workers are getting nervous with good reason. Sure, 98% of college graduates who want a job still have one, and wages are ticking up. Sure, some companies that cite the labor-saving efficiency promoting effects of ChatGPT and Claude as they let employees go are just AI washing, talking about algorithms to distract from poor managerial decisions. But the labor market for office workers is beginning to shift. Americans with a bachelor's degree account for a quarter of the unemployed, a record. Here's what this is going to be, folks. This is the revenge of the blue-collar trade workers. This is a reversal of the class system in America. Plumbers, electricians, union people, people that work with their hands, people that build things, they're going to fare better in this market than a lot of the white-collar people, and we should fear the white-collar people. We should fear them. I'm telling you that. If the white-collar workers get displaced, things are going to go nuts. Things are going to go fucking nuts. You know, I mean, it's true. These people are going to, God only knows what they do if they cannot live that life, that white collar life where they have, like, you know, a salad with goat cheese and a glass of white wine. If you take that away from them, we're going to have a real revolution and a real problem. So I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully this isn't happening in 12 months. Occupations susceptible to AI automation have seen sharp spikes in joblessness. Businesses really are shrinking payroll and cutting costs as they deploy. In recent weeks, Baker McKenzie, a white shoe law firm, axed 700 employees. Salesforce sacked hundreds of workers, and the auditing firm KPMG negotiated lower fees with its own auditor. Two CNBC reporters with no engineering experience vibe coded a clone of Monday.com's workflow management platform in less than an hour. You know what's also going out of business? All the headhunters. Remember that? All the headhunters go on themonster.com or whatever and get a job. We're going to help you find a job. I'll tell you right now, you got to find something for these people to do. They're some of the most annoying people in our society. They are some of the most entitled and annoying people in our society. They are, I mean...
If you're active, live near Suburban Square, and you're still dealing with back, knee, hip, or shoulder pain, even after trying PT, Chiro, or Sports Med, the world-class solution you've been looking for is now on the main line. And there's no better way to experience it than with our free Next Level assessment. Over the last decade, this free assessment has been the turning point for thousands of high-level athletes and active adults. A simple first step to finally make sense of your back, knee, hip, or shoulder pain, especially when treatments like PT, Chiro, or sports medicine have just left you stuck, frustrated, and confused. Because at Next Level, we don't chase symptoms. Since 2016, we've relentlessly focused on figuring out the why behind pain. And that deeper rooted approach has taken us from a scrappy startup treating patients out of a baseball facility in New Jersey to helping countless people throughout the region get out of pain and back to doing what they love. Our brand new mainline clinic is our 5th location. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google, numerous local awards, and we've been nationally recognized as an Inc. 5000 company twice. And all of that success is the result of real outcomes. For people like you who wanted to compete in their sport or push hard in the gym, but were stuck with pain or an injury they couldn't figure out. People who had already tried the usual treatments and felt like they were out of options, only to discover that their case was actually straightforward and solvable once they got the right perspective. And every one of our countless success stories, from elite pro and D1 athletes to everyday active adults, started the same way, with our free Next Level assessment. Because regardless of where your pain is, if the basic solutions aren't working, the most important thing you need clarity on is why. Why do you have this pain? Because after more than a decade of doing this, I can tell you with confidence, the site of your pain is almost never the source. And until you identify the deeper rooted dysfunction that's actually driving it, nothing is going to change. So when you come into our mainline location for your free assessment, that's what we're going to uncover. You'll meet one-on-one with a Next Level PT. We'll break down how your body moves, what's compensating, and what's truly contributing to your pain. You'll leave with a clear understanding of what's going on, and more importantly, know what you need to do to fix it. And as we open our brand new clinic on the main line, we're continuing to offer this first step completely free. So if pain is holding you back and you're ready to experience a different, proven approach, click the link around this video and claim your free assessment now. Word is already getting out and our schedule is filling up quickly, so act now and experience the next level difference for yourself. I'll see you on the other side.
Excuse me, sir, how old were you when you made your first million?
What is this for?
We're trying to get advice for the younger generation.
I made my first million last year, actually.
What line of work are you in?
I'm in sales.
Okay, what's the best advice you can give someone that's in sales?
You're only as good as your sales reps and your CRM.
What CRM do you use?
We used to use one of the old legacy CRMs, but it just didn't give us the speed and agility that we needed. But then we switched to Monday CRM and sales started flying.
Why is the CRM so important?
Well, no specific CRM can make you a millionaire, but if you want to move fast in today's world, you need a CRM that doesn't hold you back. Monday CRM propels you forward. Instead of spending time messing around with old systems, you can invest in relationships, in cultivating leads, and in closing deals.
One last piece of advice for our viewers.
Make sure you have the right tools for your journey. If not, stop now, find the right CRM. For me, that's Monday CRM. Then move forward and nothing can stop you.
Thank you very much, sir.
No problem.
They're not even going to make good homeless people. You know, and I know that's controversial, but some people are good. They make good homeless people. They know how to do it. They adapt to it quickly. They have the kind of physicality for it. They have the mental, the stamina for it. I don't like it, but every now and then you'll see a homeless person and go, you don't have a shot. You're fucked. But then certain homeless people, they're hardened. They're in it, and it's who they are. And these white-collar fucks are not going to be able to handle it. These are petty, annoying, and yes, many of them are useless. And I'm not defending AI here because I think it's a big problem, but most of these people don't do anything for a living and are useless. A lot of jobs are fake, but people still have to do them. They still have to pull their car into an office in Phoenix, Arizona, get out in the blistering heat, walk inside, and do something with their meaningless life. If you don't give people something to do, which is why I'm a huge fan of office work, I'm a big fan of menial tasks, I'm a big fan of pretend work, and that's what all these people are doing. I did an episode a while ago where I defended the office life, the life that millennials bemoan because it's not exciting enough and it doesn't inspire them. That pointless life of shuffling around an office, reading reports, making recommendations, that completely useless life is under threat in a way like it's never been before. It's under attack. It's under attack, and if you don't find something for these people to do, we're going to have a major problem. People need to think no one's really doing anything for the most part. A lot of people aren't. But they need to think they're doing something. Because if they don't have...
Alrighty, guys, I'm back, and on the low, I half dox myself, but it is what it is. It don't matter. I don't expect y'all to be... No offense. I don't expect y'all to be... that guy who does the geo picker or anything like that. So I want to go ahead and play you guys a video basically explaining, maybe we'll come back to Tim Dillon, whatever. Basically explaining what this war is and who we're actually against. And then we'll go ahead and get into Anthropic because it's absolutely insane, almost dystopian what is happening right now. Let me go ahead and find this real quick. Here we go.
So what Israel is fighting here is not merely a seven-front war, but an eight-front war. For the Jews against Rome. Rome and Jerusalem clashed over values with a great tragedy for the Jewish people. Well, we lost that one. I think we have to win the next one. But the new Rome, the United States, the Jews against Rome.
We stopped playing defense and have moved to offense.
The weapons change over time. You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work very well.
But we need the kind of genius that manufactured Apollo gold pagers and infiltrated Hezbollah for over a decade to prepare for this battle.
But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are the social media.
Because the next war will be decided based on how Israel and its allies perform online as much as offline.
Understand too, guys, we are... The biggest war we are fighting as a public together is the war on propaganda. The fact that you can't say somebody's a stinky Jew without sounding anti-Semitic, without people saying it's anti-Semitic. I'm at the point where I don't even care, right? These motherfuckers control our life. What are we doing? like seriously. And so this last front is social media for them. And go ahead, go on social media and see if you can find a lot of Tel Aviv rockets hitting Tel Aviv, right? Because they're going to go ahead and put people in prison for recording destruction to Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. This is a prophetic war. This is the Third World War, the ones that all the Freemasons talk about. They are trying to bring in the Antichrist, essentially. Their God, artificially. And they're going to do it with AI. Part of it. Let's go ahead and finish this, though. Sorry. Let me shut up.
This is the eighth front, the disinformation campaign.
It is actually this eighth front where our enemies believe they can actually defeat the Jewish state.
This is the kind of ingenuity and inventiveness that have always been a hallmark of the state of Israel, that have always been a characteristic of the Jewish people. I know we can do it.
A lot of this is done with money.
Invested billions and billions of dollars in the information battlefield.
Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster.
We prohibit harmful stereotypes about Jewish people, such as claims that Jews control financial, political, or media institutions.
You're damn right we're going to cancel them and deplatform them.
We monitor them online, social media, messaging apps, video games, cryptocurrency,
Hitler admirers, Stalin admirers, Jew haters,
podcasts, short form video, Wikipedia, LLM.
American.
I'm on that list for sure. I am on this list for sure. Yo, fuck the Jews. I don't give a fuck.
Haters, Churchill haters.
We monitor these people and we share the intelligence with the FBI.
You think your stupid little podcast is going to change the world like hell it is?
Social media, this is the new battlefield.
You don't get to wrap your psychotic, mental, unhinged Nazi.
We do not allow Holocaust denial and distortion.
And the most important
6 million Jews didn't even die. I don't care. What are we talking about, guys? What are we talking about, guys? They just started a war and bombed three schools in Iran, and I just had to listen to somebody say they were happy about it yesterday. Happy about what? This is a blood sacrifice. Do you guys know what Jewish holiday was yesterday? We'll get into it.
important purchase that is going on right now is
TikTok.
TikTok, number one.
For every 30 minutes that someone watches TikTok, they become 17% more anti-Semitic.
So you have TikTok just smashing our young people's brains all day long with video of carnage in Gaza.
And so we really have a TikTok problem.
Because anything that we try to say to them, they are hearing it through this wall of carnage, and I sound obscene.
Anti-Zionism is just Jew hatred.
We made a change.
We updated our policies
to designate the use of the term Zionist
to recognize that the term Zionist
as a proxy for a protected attribute
can be used as a proxy for Jews and Israelis
as hate speech.
Why can't Israel be doing some sort of, counterintelligence?
Right now, the ADL is co-writing Sunday school curriculum.
Information warfare like this.
It's building the technology to train the LLMs more effectively.
Like psychological operations in America.
As part of a robust framework to combat anti-Semitism, we have industry-leading policies designed with the safety of the Jewish community in mind.
You're right, we control the media. So what are you going to do about it? You're going to bitch on Twitter? Like, okay. Meanwhile, we're going to control more of the media.
And working with OpenAI, with Alphabet, with Anthropic, with Meta, with Microsoft, we are working with them now to train the LLMs.
We also have, I think, over 24 Jewish organizations that are constantly feeding us intelligence and information.
So number one, we measure and track. Number two, we monitor and disrupt. We have a whole apparatus. I have 40 analysts working full-time, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, monitoring extremists.
Monitoring campuses, digital networks, activist groups, and public officials.
We have several PhDs on staff. We have a network of academics and scholars we work with around the country.
I've talked to the leaders of AI in the world, and you ask yourself, there's so many blessings in this, but there could be a curse.
First thing a country needs to do is to unify all of their data so it can be consumed and used by the AI model.
We need to invest in intelligence to understand who are the anti-Semites, who's funding them, what's their plans, who are the leaders. And then once we have that we can define who is an enemy we can attack.
You have to take all of your healthcare data, your diagnostic data, your genomic data. We have to take all of this data we have in our country and move it into a single, if you will, unified data platform.
Once we have all this information, we need to empower and mobilize an ecosystem of many organizations that we can incentivize them to work together, to share, and to fight against our common enemies.
Mobilizing millions of people, of allies that are quietly by our side.
Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on.
You know, anti-Semites, most of these people running around, we're not going to win their hearts and minds because they don't have hearts and they don't have minds. So, you know, how are we going to, there's no reason to think we're ever going to convince them, but we can deport them, we can put them in jail, we can make their lives miserable, we can cut off their funding.
You've got all these conspiracy theorists online going on and on about how, you know, if you try and say anything, if you try and do anything against Jews, they're going to come after you.
We have featured more than 1,000 anti-Semites.
And they're going to destroy you and take away your business, and therefore you have to be really, really scared.
These Jew haters have faced real consequences, including firings, suspensions, and expulsions.
And it's kind of starting to become true.
We will shine a light on you that will follow you for the rest of your life. When you look for a job, when you look for a spouse, when you look for a nanny, when you look for anything.
And I love that. I love it.
We remove hate speech against Zionists when these harmful stereotypes about Jews are invoked.
In the past 12 months, ADL's filed more lawsuits than in the prior 112 years.
Over the weekend, I received concerning news that I was being sued for $5 million.
Vicious, communist, racist, Jew-hating, Israel-bashing monster.
Defendant frequently posts anti-Israel rhetoric accusing Israel of controlling the United States and its politicians.
We at the ZOA will fight these dangerous and monstrous lies with all of our hearts and souls. No appeasement, no conciliation, only a war against this racist hatred of the Jewish people.
When there is a war, it doesn't matter who your enemy is, you need to destroy their offspring to prevent them from creating more offspring.
What you try to do is you want to corral your victim, but in fact, your countries are the victim. So you dehumanize a group of people in human society, and you prepare them for the kill, for the butchery.
A government can do in 2 months more than any organization can do in its lifetime.
The J7 is comprised of the 7 largest diaspora communities. We meet every other week via Zoom to share information, to share best practices.
And we're running everything all the time from focus groups to attitudinal surveys to randomized controlled trials to identify what interventions work most effectively.
Finally, we have meetings that are some off the record, some on the record with world leaders in which we share our community's concerns and call for action.
The entire education system in this country, from K through 12 and colleges, must be reformed.
But it's time to limit the First Amendment in order to protect it.
The way we solve anti-Semitism is pretty goddamn simple.
Take control over what they are saying.
Send their ass to jail. It's not complicated.
And quickly before it's too late.
We're monitoring political Islamists and Christian nationalists, all of them. And then we train. We're the largest trainer of law enforcement in America, extremism and hate. We train 20,000 officers every year.
Try that again.
Here because of the comments made online about the Jewish community.
We deeply value our partnership with law enforcement. We've been working with them literally since the FBI was founded in the 1930s.
Okay, so is that your account?
That guy who consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians, that can probably incite somebody to do something radical. That's all we're here to talk about, I would think, to refrain from posting things like that.
We are going to have a whole division within the office of the Special Envoy to combat anti-Semitism that is going to work on technology.
We must take all of our technological expertise and all of our available resources to develop methods to launch and win a significant counter-information campaign.
The products of our technical
capacities and sometimes technical and intelligence genius. And we're happy to do it.
The office is going to be revamped entirely to be one of the highest profile offices in the State Department.
Because it's not working. Too many young people have never heard of the Holocaust.
The only solution right now is for the governments to decide.
And I ask, what's not working? What do you mean too many young people haven't heard of the Holocaust? Okay. What does it matter? Why do you need it? What do you need to imprint on their impressionable minds? Right? What's happening again? This is ridiculous, guys. I'm not standing for this shit. Fuck the Jews. I don't give a fuck. If you're a real Jew, I know you in real life, we're cool. Other than that, if you support the new Israel, Great Israel Project, yeah, fuck you. All right? Talking about death to America. How about death to Israel? Does that sound good? Go ahead and find me. Feds, come and find me. Come and find me. I want someone to show up to my door and say, these comments are anti-Semitic. Show up to my door. Go ahead and tell me the comments are anti-Semitic. Go ahead. I want to see what happens.
That all the Jews are a protected minority. That means that the government will be obliged to provide the security.
Upgrades to security. Jewish community shouldn't have to be paying for it. But we have to pay for our own armed guards? Are you serious?
To fund institutions, culture, and that everybody in Europe will learn about the Jewish contribution and why they should cherish Jewish presence.
All your synagogues, all your shuls, all paid for. Everything. Everything that you need is paid for. I, for one, as a Jewish leader, will no longer talk about anti-Semitism in isolation from Israel. It's what we want immediately. If you ask any Jew, what do you want? What do you want? No more protests. No more protests.
I'm not an anti-Semite. I just don't like the government of Bibi Netanyahu. No, you're a Jew hater.
Would a group be banned if it accuses Israel of genocide or apartheid?
If those criteria are satisfied, then that is the case.
Any candidate running for a seat in this building, whether for Congress or Senate, we will target them as they target us. Accordingly, we will start a fund to help their opponents.
Beginning already in Q1, hedge funds get set up in Israel so we can become another capital of finance. I'll argue we will beat London within a short decade as the second capital of finance. It's going to be New York as a gateway to America, Hong Kong a gateway to China, Dubai a gateway to Southeast Asia, and Israel as a gateway to other parts of the world.
So we heard earlier about a mission, a goal to bring 1 million immigrants to Israel.
History has proven that when a country starts with allowing anti-Semitism, the results are not kind to that country.
I want to make a warning to somebody else, and that's American Gentiles. The minute your country is taken over by anti-Semitism, the minute you start to be a country that's not blessing Israel but cursing Israel, you have begun the process of shrinking away from your empire.
And you can
Let's see about that.
decide. You can stay here in New York in a declining empire, or you can come to Israel, which is part of the rising.
I'm not even playing, bro. If you guys want me to start a Discord server, drop a comment, let me know. All right, maybe we'll talk more about it later. This is just, I'm frustrated.
Middle of the world, which is moving south and east. That's what I encourage you to do.
Our faith in the American project itself has been shaken. The only serious answer to this challenge is to believe again that being Jewish is the most important thing in the world.
When we're kicked out of America and America, the whole thing is done, the whole American Jewish project is done, we're gonna be fine.
For decades, American society allowed Jews to live normal lives. This was a pleasant holiday from our destiny. The holiday is over.
The Western culture that stands against the Jews is going down. The West will survive only if it decides to love itself and if it decides to love us, the Jewish people.
The Jewish people are not normal. We never really were.
And now that Israel has turned the entire geopolitical situation on its head, our job in the diaspora is to leverage those wins and win here. Do to our enemies here what Israel did to its enemies there.
And to the world, I say this: history will not remember those who merely denounced hatred in polite language. History will remember those who acted.
This is a small bunch of wannabe Nazis. That's what they are.
Anti-Semitism is pure evil.
If we have to hunt you down the way they hunted down Nazis for decades, we will find your identities. We will find.
And it's like, what is going on here, right? Let's put this in full screen. Who's in picture here? Not a Jew. Not a Jew. Not, what's going on here, right? These are paid. These are literally 100%, I can promise you. These are paid protests. This is all paid. It's BS. It's all BS. Enough of this, right? They said they will hunt you down, guys. They said they will hunt you down and find you and will chase you to the earth's end. They will hunt you down. How? Right? Well, I'm going to show you guys how. Unfortunately, Trump tried to take over Anthropic, and Anthropic stood up for human rights and said, yeah, you're not going to be able to use my AI to autonomously launch missiles to kill humans and target humans with no human intervention. And that's exactly what they tried to do with Anthropic AI. They completely denied it. And then right after this, they still used Anthropic to do what they did to Iran. No joke. And then come out with ChatGPT and Sam Altman, and Sam Altman took the deal instead. No joke. This is we are living through a dystopian time, guys. Might be time to crack open that Bible.
You love building high-performing websites, but you don't love having to chase clients down.
The president has now severed ties, all ties, between federal agencies and one of the country's leading artificial intelligence companies. It involves Anthropic, the Pentagon giving Anthropic a deadline to allow the Pentagon broader access to its flagship model known as Claude. Excuse me. But Anthropic's CEO rejected that offer. It happened just moments ago. Scripps News business and tech correspondent Mara Barrett, has been tracking this story and working her sources. She joins us now. Mara, what was Anthropic's concern in saying no to the Pentagon?
Well, basically, what we heard from Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei in a statement that was released on Thursday evening, he point blank wrote that he disagreed with the things that the Pentagon was looking for, specifically around surveillance of Americans and weapons of mass destruction that are controlled autonomously without human oversight. And so we just saw a Truth Social post from the president laying out that they're following through with the threat that the Pentagon had put into place against Anthropic, severing all ties, going on to say that the president is directing every federal agency in the United States government to immediately cease all use of Anthropic's technology, saying that we don't need it, we don't want it, and will not do business with them again. He went on to say that there's going to be a 6-month phase-out period for agencies like the Department of War or the Pentagon who have existing ties with Anthropic. He also, in this statement, referred to employees at Anthropic as, quote, left-wing nut jobs. And so we had received this statement from the CEO of Anthropic, as I said last night, in which he laid out, he said, we have never raised objections to particular military operations nor attempted to limit use of our technology. But he laid out, in a narrow set of cases, we believe AI can undermine rather than defend democratic values. Some uses are also simply outside the bounds of what today's technology can safely and reliably do. And so basically what we heard here is that Anthropic is saying, hey, the AI is not ready to operate on its own in the way that the Pentagon was reportedly looking to use it. Now, in terms of the Pentagon's response, they pointed us to the president's Truth Social post. We had heard previously from Sean Parnell, the spokesperson for the Pentagon, point blank laying out that wasn't what they were looking to do in terms of the surveillance and the lethal autonomous weapons. We also heard from a official within the Pentagon that called Amodei, the CEO, a liar and said that he had a godlike complex. And so you can see the tension. All of this played out during this past week very publicly in terms of the meeting that we saw happen between Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and the CEO of Anthropic on Tuesday. And this all unfolded in just a matter of days. And now we're seeing the Pentagon follow through with that threat in terms of severing all ties with this tech company, Del.
Mari, is this not a convergence of two popular movies, Terminator, which everybody is familiar with, and also Minority Report, where we now have AI that can program autonomous soldiers, if you will, and we also have AI that can be used to commandeer facial recognition software and all kinds of surveillance that the public may not be ready for, which is what the Senate has been warning about when AI first surfaced a couple years back.
Exactly, Del. And I mean, Darius Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic, has even made reference to the Terminator in some interviews that he's done. Now, remember, Anthropic was built by former OpenAI engineers that left the company to then form what they called a more ethical platform. They've been self-described as an AI company with a soul. And so this is their way of saying, hey, we're standing firm on our morals.
I want to remind everybody very quickly, guys, we know OpenAI literally killed a developer for trying to blow a whistle. No joke. We remember this, okay? Sam Altman got interviewed and said, the interviewer was like, yo, so a lot of people think that you killed or your developer was mysteriously found committed suicide, but a lot of people think he got murdered. And bro acted so nervous. These people just kill people. They just kill you off. If you speak out against them, they will just kill you off. This is literally, we are living through a dystopian time. It's insane. It's insane. So shout out Anthropic for denying that. But they pit these companies against each other, so it doesn't even matter. Even if Anthropic said, you know what, we don't want to do that, OpenAI just came out and took the deal. These people work for the devil. This shit is insane. This shit is insane to me.
Moral ground, as much moral ground as an AI company can have, right? There's obviously a lot of speculation and criticism of that, but this was a big signal to say we are not going to hand over control of something that we do not trust to be out there on its own just yet, or we do not trust the government to have control of this. And so it is understandable why you're seeing the government, the president lash out in this way, because they're not getting what they want, right? But they have already been working behind the scenes to prepare for this. We know that the Pentagon had also threatened to designate Anthropic a supply chain risk. This is something that's typically reserved for foreign adversaries that could force contractors to certify they don't use Claude in their operations. It remains to be seen if they're going to actually classify it as that, or if they're going to follow through with the Defense Production Act, which is another element that the Pentagon had threatened. But in the meantime, there have been conversations with other AI companies. We heard earlier this week that xAI, its Grok model, is reportedly signed on to allow broader military use. Google also in conversations similar to OpenAI. Surprisingly, Sam Altman, the head of OpenAI, did come out in support of Anthropic this morning, and this follows a letter that was put out that indicated some internal pressure. Hundreds of Google employees.
Do not be fooled, guys. He comes out in support of Anthropic and then takes the deal on the back door. This is the classic triple cross, okay?
Dozens of OpenAI employees signing on to this letter, calling on their companies to maintain ethical guardrails aligned with Anthropic's stance. And so Sam Altman's comments today, earlier on CNBC, standing behind Anthropic's stance, was a way of signaling that they have to listen to what these internal messaging is showing. And it will be interesting to see how all this plays out in terms of what companies decide to move forward with the government contracts, if at all, Del.
Mara, before I let you go, and now that the president has given the order, what does phasing out AI in this case actually look like?
They are not going to phase out AI. Do not be fooled. This is the start. All right. The Matrix was a documentary. So was the Terminator.
Well, he did point out in his True Social post that over the next 6 months, there would be a phase out for agencies that contract with Anthropic. That includes the Pentagon. But other than that, they said, the president said that all of these agreements would immediately cease. And so whether that means one of these other AI companies comes in and subs in remains to be seen. Anthropic did say in its statement yesterday, the CEO writing that they were committed to a smooth transition if the Pentagon went through with its threat, which we're now seeing. But this is a tool that is used by many contractors, by many elements of the agencies, and so they're going to have to roll back a lot of their operating systems and figure out a substitution or task human.
Breaking news involving two of San Francisco's leading artificial intelligence companies and the Pentagon. Anthropic's relationship appears to have ended, but OpenAI is ready to make a deal. This evening, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman announced on.
So let me just get this straight very quickly before we finish this clip. All right. Sam Altman comes out in support of Anthropic because they stood up for human ethics. Meanwhile, Sam Altman's the same guy who literally killed his developer for speaking out against OpenAI. And then they sign a backdoor deal. This is... oh, my God. Oh, this shit is fake and gay. This shit is fake and gay. I know a lot of real gay people who are cool. Y'all are cool. But not this shit. This guy got to go. You guys got to get together, band together, get the LGBTQ people. All right, I will fight with y'all. This guy got to go. He needs to be number one on the list. Ridiculous. These people openly advertise AI openly. Tim Dillon was saying it the other day. Openly will advertise AI and say, yeah, we're going to destroy the human race. And people are still like, people are still excited about it. I mean, what are we even talking about here? Do you guys hate being human? I don't.
Social media, the company had reached a deal. Altman shared the Pentagon agreed to not to use its technology for mass surveillance of U.S. citizens or to create fully autonomous weapons. He added he'd like for those terms to be extended to all AI companies, which leads us to Anthropic. It had a deadline of today to allow unrestricted military use of its technology. Anthropic refused, and President Trump ordered federal agencies to phase out the use of Anthropic technology. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth then designated Anthropic as a supply chain risk to national security.
All right, you guys get the play they did. Anytime they go in and they say something's for, national security, you can pretty much write it off as bullshit right away. And here's where things get crazy, guys. Unfortunately, they still used Anthropic AI to do this shit. Even when Anthropic came out and said, no, don't do it. They did it anyway.
Is the biggest wealth
creation
engine to ever
This
exist.
is ridiculous, guys.
Sadly,
we're going to go ahead and get into the war and stuff like that in a second. U.S. IDF already in the same line. I can crash out right now. I'm already crashed out. These guys gonna talk? Alright guys, we're gonna find a better clip. But essentially what happened here is they still used Anthropic AI to strike Kamadi or whatever his name is. He's cooked. He's done. We don't even actually know. We don't have a confirmation that he's actually dead. All we know is that Trump allegedly showed a picture to Netanyahu. This is like the worst. This has got to be the worst false flag I've ever seen in my entire life. So what happened is in Iran, they were having a military meeting with about 5 to 10 top officials in a house. They don't even care. Kabani or whatever his name is, bro was chilling, okay? He didn't even care that this was happening. He was hanging. He was hanging out in the crib. They were just talking. And then boom. That's what happened. That's what happened, guys. I mean, it's sickening, and that's a war crime. All right, we can't sit here pretending this isn't a war crime. I don't want to be complicit in this, right? We also striked multiple schools with help from the IDF, multiple schools in Iran. And it was a Jewish holiday yesterday, and that is a blood sacrifice. 200 kids dead. I wish I was lying. It's very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. And, well, just look. Oh, here's the fucking video again. Hold on. I'm trying to lock it. Here we go. These Indian shawties are not going to lie to us, guys. I got you.
Every day, people juggle so many different tools.
As Operation Epic Fury, the coordinated U.S.-Israel strikes on Iran, killing Iran's...
We're cooked. I know this is about to be base and we're cooked, okay?
Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei rages on. The use of a combination of missiles, stealth fighters, and suicide drones has come to the fore. Well, according to the Wall Street Journal, the U.S. forces used artificial intelligence tools made by tech company Anthropic in joint strikes against Iran, despite President Donald Trump imposing a ban on the tools. Well, just hours before the U.S. carried out joint strikes on Iran alongside Israel, Trump had announced that the federal government will end its use of Anthropic-made AI tools. However, a report by the Wall Street Journal claims in a complete U-turn, the attack against Iran may have been carried out using those very same tools. Commands around the world, including U.S. Central Command in West Asia, reportedly...
Hey guys, my bad. I haven't even got a chance to look at the chat yet, but shout out everybody, yo. You feel me? I hope everyone's having an amazing day. But this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy, guys. I don't even know what to say. Shout out Kingsley Throne. Shout out Alex. Shout out Noah. Shout out Yamin. Shout out everybody. You feel me? This is a crazy day. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Yes, sir. This is the perfect time to do that because you don't know who to trust. At this point, I'm anti-war and I'm feeling like they might send some CIA agents after me. Like, look, I'm reading Chaos, and what they did to Charles Manson is they just let this dude create a cult and basically just watched him, right? And anytime there's anti-war groups around America, what they're going to do is they're going to throw some feds in there. It happens every time. It happens every single time. And Charlie Kirk opposed the war, and he got smoked. Yeah, he opposed a lot of shit. Popcorn, it's heating up, guys. It's heating up, right? Things are getting crazy, but one thing is very important here is the financial system is still going to change, right? We still got to lock in, unfortunately, with all this crazy shit going on. But this AI angle to it is this shit is crazy. I feel like I'm living through a video game. There's really no other way to explain it, right? At least there's one ethical company out there, but they still used their AI to strike Iran when they said, no, we don't want you to do that. I mean, it's we're a few years away from, like, I say some shit online and a drone just cooks me. Like, we got to figure something out, guys. We got to figure something out. Please, let me know. What do we do?
Use Anthropic's Claude AI tool to carry out critical military missions. However, CENTCOM has declined to comment about the specific systems which are being used in the operation.
The amount of loosh they are getting off of this shit is crazy. And I hate to even talk about it. But what they did to those schools, right, is a blood sacrifice. And I hate that this country is involved in this. But we need to be honest about it. To even move forward about it, we have to be honest about it, guys. They killed like hundreds of kids. They only blew up schools, basically, in Iran. And every war is a banker's war. And step one is getting adrenochrome and harvesting loosh. I mean, what are we going to talk about here? Let's just talk facts, right? This is what's going on. And they're trying to create AI antichrist demons. It's very obvious. I mean, I don't think I have to explain why. This shit is crazy.
Against Iran. Images released by the CENTCOM suggest that U.S. deployed a range of military assets against Iranian targets. U.S. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth described the attack as most lethal, complex, and precise aerial operation in history. Now, speaking to Fox News, a U.S. official has said the weapons included Tomahawk cruise missiles, stealth fighter jets, including F-A-18 and F-35 fighter jets. In a first, low-cost one-way attack drones modeled after Iranian Shahed drones were also used, according to the Pentagon. Rockets were also fired using the high
I'm sorry, it is funny.
systems, or HIMARS, as well as standoff weapons
Yeah.
launched from an aircraft, ship, or submarine to strike.
All right, you guys get the point. So let's get you into the real shit, right? You guys want to see all the crazy stuff going on? I found a pretty good connect, right? This guy is basically on the ground. These people are ex-military. We can listen into this, but I do want to go ahead and check this guy's account real quick because he's pretty much had the news stacked up, right? Most recent news, Western media just turned on Israel. Reporters tell the Israel spokesperson the Iranian regime have done horrible things or done terrible things, but your prime minister is a wanted war criminal. You don't have the moral high ground here at all. And this is the sentiment that I'm hearing pretty much from everybody besides people who watch Fox and only Fox, to be honest, unfortunately. But look, we know Iran has done some things, but let's not pretend like America and Israel is innocent too. Right? We don't want to see this war happening. We don't want to see this war happen. This shit is just...
is doing. We are aiming at military targets. But the Iranian regime is targeting our civilians, our children, our women, our elderly. But this is not only happening here in Israel. The Iranian regime...
You know what? I just gotta say, fuck y'all and take that L. I know America's not innocent. I know we're not innocent, guys. Nobody is in this situation. But they deserve all the smoke. They deserve all the smoke.
Is attacking the entire region. 8 countries, I repeat, 8 countries in the region were attacked by ballistic missiles of Iran. Not only Israel.
Yes, sir, this is absolutely Game of Thrones. I've never watched it, but I know. And the truth is much more frightening than the conspiracies, or you know what I'm trying to say here. Did anyone, side note, drop a comment and y'all let me know if you're watching this right now. We'll go ahead and keep playing the clip. But did anyone see the orb that came out right before all these strikes landed in Iran? All right, they're testing some Antarctic they're testing some ancient crazy technology from Antarctica or some shit. I don't know what the fuck going on. And I'm also seeing new videos of Dyson spheres coming out. We got to go slow here, all right? Too much going on too fast.
Arab countries are targeted by Iranian regime missiles. And we say it very clear. We don't have any fight, any quarrel with the Iranian people. The only objective, the only quarrel is the Iranian regime murderous attacks. This is what it's all about.
I'm not going to waste any time listening to this fucking guy, all right? Just in, Iranian FM Abbas Arakli vows that Khamenei's path will continue. All right, let me just take a deep breath. This ain't going to end well, guys. This ain't going to end well. And another thing I've learned recently is that Iran is very advanced. They have very intelligent people, and they have a lot of weapons. All right, the whole idea that we keep murking them and they don't have any weapons, they're not advanced, and they're just some people running around hitting each other with sticks is absolutely ridiculous. They are one of the most intelligent countries in the Middle East by far. Not even close, right? Entire homes wiped out by Iranian missile. Damn. There's one. I think that's in Israel. We've got Israeli attacked a Christian woman as she was walking down the road with her dogs in Jerusalem. Look, guys, don't shoot the messenger, right? But this is just, I mean, poor lady's just trying to walk her dogs. What the fuck is this? I don't don't even want to watch this again. They call us goy, guys. They call us goy. They call us goy, and this is how they treat a woman walking her dogs. Are we serious right now? Are we actually serious right now? Are we taking the shit? Right? They were dancing. They were dancing, guys. They were dancing. Like, where is it? I know I put this shit in here. Where is it? Dancing Israelis. I mean, that's all you got to look up. We got a new list of dancing Israelis, guys. Let's go ahead and see. Oh, they're Yo, they're having a party, guys. I told you the blood sacrifices don't end. They're having a party. Here we go. Yes, sir. Yes, 8 countries, all U.S. military bases. It's very clear they wanted to attack the military bases. You know, what I'm worried about is the sleeper cells on the mainland. I'm worried about sleeper cells. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but it's you know, things have happened before, guys, and we know our government is completely compromised. So who knows what's going to happen next? But it's very obvious that something radical has to happen. Unfortunately, there's no way out of this situation. All U.S. military bases, and I think I don't know exactly what the false flag event here was. I'm pretty sure it was that radar system that they hit, and I think it was like right outside Iran on an aircraft carrier or something. And I'm not really sure. If anyone knows, let me know. But I'm pretty sure they hit like $1 billion radar system with like a $200 drone, and Trump was crashing. Trump was crashing out over that shit. I don't know what's gonna happen, guys. You know, I just want to report on this because this is a very historical moment. These motherfuckers are dancing. What, like, I can't help but see the truth. They're dancing on us. They're dancing on us because we got pulled into a war. Their war. They are singing in a bunker, guys. Look, this is real shit. And look, I know it's not all Jewish people, right? And I know there are good Jewish people out there. There are certain sects of Jewish people that are into the Zionism shit. I'm not anti-septic, all right? And I love all people, right? I understand if you're a respectful person. But a lot of these people are fake. They're not really small hat people, right? They wear the hat for aura. They don't actually mean it, though. They're trying to conjure up a little AI spirit. Real shit. Real shit. I mean, all right, enough of that, right? Let's see what the people are saying, all right? So I joined this live on X, and these people, I know maybe you guys have heard of it already, but these people are pretty much on the ground. They've got a lot of information. I haven't really heard anything come out of here that's been inaccurate. They told me about Kabini getting smoked, I'm talking, like the second it happened, I knew about it. And the mainstream media was not talking about it, but like maybe 10, 12 hours later, they waited an entire cycle to do this shit. And we still don't know, I want to be very clear, we still don't know that this gentleman is actually, this guy is actually dead, right? We have no proof. All we know is that Trump allegedly saw a picture and sent the picture to Big Yahoo. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Let's tap in. Let's see what they're saying.
Saying free the people of Iran. You must be an absolute idiot, and you would probably fall for the Antichrist if you believe that Pete Hegseth, Marco Rubio, any of the people in the Trump administration give one single fuck about anybody in Iran. It's not about freeing the people of Iran. They are doing Israel's bidding. It's the last real threat, the last real enemy. And then afterwards, they're going to target their sights on Turkey. And so I've been saying this the whole year, especially after Trump invaded Venezuela and kidnapped Maduro. People on the far right, well, the white nationalists, American nationalists, are super happy because of Monroe Doctrine. Oh, look, we kidnapped Maduro. The main.
Maybe we'll join back. For the record, I did not know Sneeko is just going to be talking crazy up in here. We could listen. Maybe they'll have some news. I need to go to Bro. Hold on. I need to go to Bro's account. We're going to need to keep going to Bro's account real quick. All right. President Trump's statement on Ayatollah Khamenei, the assassination of an Iranian leader, is a brutal murder that violates all moral standards and international law. Mr. Khamenei will be remembered in Russia as a prominent political figure who greatly contributes to development of relations between the two countries. Not sure if he meant Putin. Yeah, President Putin. Here we go. Clear typo. Bro gotta stop using AI. All right. Zaid Point, Abu Dhabi's economic lifeline. That's up in smoke right now. We have got both ports, both major oil ports are hit right now, and they are stopped, which is okay. We remember Jake Claver talking about this, right? Jake Claver said that oil is going to go up in price. We've already seen the spike in oil, and to be honest, I saw the comment, right? The crypto markets have not crashed, and early morning when this very thing was going on, like early morning, I'm talking 4 or 5 a.m., right? The markets were down. As the war started to play out over the day, like it just kind of, people don't really care. So I'm not really sure what's going on here, but per Jake Claver, apparently we'll see some price appreciation soon, but I'm not really too sure about that right now. I think there's some monetary system stuff at play here. If they're going to attempt to bring in some crazy one world shit, they're going to attempt to bring in the monetary system as well. I think it's a win-win for crypto. I think crypto is going to win in the end, no matter what. It's going to be the new money after this war settles. Unfortunately and fortunately. That's just the truth. That's what I believe in. UAE on fire. British people scream in fear in Dubai. It's time to leave for safety. Leave now. You should probably worry about your monarchy. Go check that. Iranian missile strikes wipes out entire block in central Israel. I'm not laughing. I actually saw a clip of a lady who said that Israel was using her face for something, saying she was dead, when in reality she was still alive. I don't even know if the post is still here, unfortunately. But Iranian state media has released a video announcing that it will bomb U.S. bases in the region using its F-4 Phantoms. We're getting bullish Iranian jet posts before GTA 6 is crazy work. I'm just saying. I still want my game. Yeah, a 10K XRP does equal bread being like some insane price. And that's another thing. That's why I never want to really sell my assets, because I know, right? Okay, cool, you have $1 million, but what does that $1 million get you? It's not going to get you much in like 20 years at this rate. At this rate we're going, who knows? So something does have to become the new standard. They're going to have to base everything off of a new money. And I say this all the time, right? Ripple has gotten the clarity before anything else. We can go ahead and get into it a little bit, but Ripple's had the clarity before anything else. And we go ahead and find out about these Epstein emails. Bro literally popped up at MIT and took over Bitcoin and hated Ripple. That's all I need to see. The pedophiles hate Ripple? Bet. Give me some more XRP. I don't know what else to do at this point, right? It kind of seems that black and white. Ridiculousness. White House tweets out basically, Iran just stated that they are going to hit very hard today, harder than they ever have hit before. They better not do that, however, because if they do, We will hit them with a force that has never been seen before. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump, and what do I think that force is? It's some alien technology. To be honest, that's what I think. I think they got some shit. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate that we're living through this time period. But they might pull out the space lasers. They might pull out the Philadelphia Project where they made an entire USS carrier disappear. They might do that. They might just try and disappear Iran. I don't know. Right? But it's unfortunate, right? I never wanted to live through World War III. And people are saying that it's over. I don't think it's over. It's far from over. This is a start to World War III, and we're already seeing AI come in the mix. We have Sam Altman. Here's his tweet. I don't even care about what he has to say. Delete ChatGPT, guys. Delete ChatGPT. There's nothing to say. Just get rid of it. And I want to go ahead and get into World War III from years ago. What they predicted this would be, why we are here, how we got here. You feel me? $200 bread. No, real shit. Because, like, we're cooked. At this point, we're cooked. Like, we're going to have to make some good sourdough. Everyone start learning how to make sourdough. Get self-sufficient. I just want a piece of land, and I want to just grow my own food. Guys, I'm not even joking. I was texting somebody yesterday, and I said I might start eating kosher. So, like, I might really start eating kosher. You're telling me all the kosher food got, like, 3 ingredients in it, and all I have to do is look for a K or a U? Oh, okay. Bet. At that point, I don't know what else to do. Kosher. That's the only way we'll survive, guys. It's ridiculous. The U.S. Marine at the consulate in Karachi, Pakistan, made direct headshots at PAC protesters. Over a dozen have been killed, unfortunately. Pakistan is always popping shit off when stuff happens. I mean, this is just... I'm gonna be honest, guys. From what I've heard, it sounds the Marines basically domed like 12 people who were protesting against the U.S. consulate in Pakistan, and I don't know. I mean, the lines are gonna get blurry, and I never wanted to fight a war for no reason, for this very reason. You can see some satellite images released by China shows Al Salam Air Base in Kuwait is totally destroyed. And the first things to go in these wars, these geopolitical conflicts, are the air bases and all that air superiority shit. Right? Things are getting crazy, guys. I mean, I don't really know what to say. And this is all... I'm not saying I called it, guys, but I did kind of call it. It is what it is, guys. Oops, copyright. I didn't do it. And here's another thing I want to mention, right? Max Blumenthal, you know, this is where I get some of my information from. The Department of War, right? We're calling this Operation Epic Fury. We used AI to do all this shit, whatever. This is Operation Epstein Fury, ladies and gentlemen. It's very ironic that the second half of the Epstein files drop, and then we just go to war on behalf of Israel. Look, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just wondering what's going on here. I'm not trying to make any assumptions. Remember who we are fighting for, guys. We are fighting on behalf of Israel right now. And that's just the truth. Now, can I find World War III Freemason letter? Let me see. Albert Pike. Yes,
Brian
sir.
is
This
the
is
best
what we're
content
looking
marketing
for.
team lead I've ever worked with.
They
But
called
before he
it
created
a
his
long
content
time ago,
calendar using
guys.
Monday.com.
Did Freemason master Albert Pike plan and predict the 3 world wars back in the late 1800s? There is a rumor that has been circling the conspiracy community for more than 100 years, claiming that the Confederate general and master Freemason Albert Pike wrote a letter to Italian revolutionary Giuseppe Mazzini detailing how the 3 world wars were to be executed to bring about the Luciferian age. But is this letter actually real?
Before we move forward, I depose all Luciferian bullshit. God is my witness. The Lord is my witness, and Jesus Christ is King. Amen.
Many conspiracy researchers, alternative news sources, and even some significant international news sources have spouted this rumor as fact for many years. For one example, the Daily Express, based out of London, has a 2016 article on this very subject. The Daily Express was founded about 120 years ago, and in the 1940s had the largest newspaper circulation in the world, issuing 4 million papers throughout its usual operations. In its 2016 article, chillingly accurate 200-year-old letter predicts World War III and final battle against Islam, we find the usual tale about the supposed eerie letter that predicted the 3 world wars. This letter was allegedly written about half a century before the first even occurred. The Express details: the letter plots how and why the First and Second World Wars broke out in the 1900s and provides an even more chilling prophecy over a third and final battle. The letter was apparently written by Albert Pike. Pike was born in Boston, Massachusetts in 1809. A child of intellect, he studied ancient history and could understand, in basic, works written in Sanskrit, Hebrew, Greek, Latin, and French. He was a prestigious writer, recognized throughout the country for short stories and poetry. One of his first critically acclaimed pieces of poetry was a collection he wrote titled A Hymn to the Gods, published in 1919. In it, he venerated some of the Greek gods like Hermes. In one passage, he wrote to Hermes, "Hear, white-winged messenger, thou who invisibly dost ever stand near each high orator, and hand in hand with golden-robed Apollon, touch the tongue of the rapt poet, on whom men have hung, strangely enchanted, when, in dark disguise, thou hast descended from cloud-curtained skies, and lifted up thy voice to teach bold men thy world-arousing art." At 24 years old, he became the editor of the Little Rock, Arkansas's Advocate and writer of Western adventure short stories. Later, he moved up in life and bought the Advocate paper and eventually sold it. Acquiring his license in law, he became a very popular attorney in the Southwest. During his time in law, he wrote many impressive works which expounded maxims of the Roman law and some of the ancient French law. He also oversaw integrated Native American territory as an attorney, representing natives to the federal court. During his late 30s, his intellectual expertise landed him a part in the Mexican War, where he led a cavalry of volunteer troops. During the Civil War, he was appointed as a brigadier general. Being originally a man from Boston, he grew an affinity for Arkansas. During the setting of the Civil War, although quotes about Pike's 3 world wars, I will recite the quote here, which is verbatim, what hundreds of conspiracy researchers copy and paste as a factual statement made by Pike in his alleged letter. The statement found in Carr's book is as follows: "We shall unleash the nihilist and atheist, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm, which in all its horror will show clearly to the nations of people the effects of absolute atheism, origin of savagery, and of the most bloody turmoil. Then everywhere, the citizens obliged to defend themselves against the world minority or revolutionaries will exterminate those destroyers of civilization, and the multitude, disillusioned with Christianity, whose deistic spirits will be from that moment without compass, anxious for an ideal, but without knowing where to render its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the Satan, prince of this world, pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out in the public view, a manifestation which will result from the general reactionary movement which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time. Then Carr.
Here's my one thing to say, guys, right? In a way, right, what you believe in, it's all inside you, so they can't kill it. They can never kill what you believe in. That's it. Point blank, period. What you believe in, what the mind believes in, what the heart believes in, what you do as a human, and all this other shit, they can't kill it. They can't kill what's inside you, no matter what, no matter how hard they try. That is what this war is about. They want your soul. That's straight. They're soul eaters. They want your soul. And as long as you believe whatever you believe in, right? You don't have to align with a certain religion. But as long as you believe, you're good. You ain't got nothing to worry about, right? Fuck this bullshit. Fuck this evil shit, right? I'm not accepting this shit. We're not moving forward in this world with this bullshit. We know who wins in the end. We know who wins in the end. And we can go ahead and get into Project Looking Glass. I don't necessarily want to, but we can go ahead and get into Project Looking Glass. But, I mean, these people know at some point who wins in the end. And everything up until that point is them trying to manipulate us to the contrary. That's just the truth.
Follows up the alleged Pike quote by saying, "We ask the reader to study every word of this diabolically inspired document. According to Pike's military blueprint, drawn up between 1859 and 1871, 3 global wars and 3 major revolutions were to place the high priest of the Luciferian creed in position to usurp the world powers. 2 world wars have been fought according to schedule. The Russian and Chinese revolutions have achieved success. Communism has been built up in strength and Christendom weakened. World War III is now in the making. If it is allowed to break out, all remaining nations will be further weakened, and Islam and political Zionism will be destroyed as world powers." However, in the quote allegedly written by Pike, we don't see any mention of world wars, Russians, Zionism, or Islam. Carr discloses that this letter was originally held in the British Library, but has since been missing. As he states, the keeper of manuscripts recently.
So basically, it's a big conspiracy. But I mean, allegedly in this letter, it's literally stated, "Must be fermented by taking advantage of the difference caused by Agamor or the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world," right? Then everywhere, the citizens obliged to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries will exterminate those destroyers of civilization and multitude disillusioned with Christianity, whose deistic spirits will from that moment be without compass or direction, anxious for an ideal, but without knowing where to render its adoration, or will receive the true light through universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer. Nah, fuck that. The Lord's my shepherd, I lack nothing. Fuck that. We're not even going to say his name. I apologize, guys. Brought finally out in the public view. This manifestation will result in the general reactionary movement, which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time, guys. And essentially, they're going to use the military-industrial complex, AI, drone warfare, and eventually one day they're probably going to put some shit in the sky and say it's God. And I just want to let y'all know that it's not. Okay, let's just make that very clear right now. But things are getting crazy, right? The public isn't even really able to react right now, to tell you the truth. And let's go back to this live and see, you know, Sneako's a little wild, so you never know on YouTube, right? So I just want to, let's check back and see what's going on real quick.
Fathers of Israel. This guy was clearly part of an Israeli operation. So everything that they do they accuse Muslims of. They say radical jihadists, they're terrorists, they're terrorists. Okay, the definition of terrorism is violence for political or religious gain. That is literally everything that Israel's been doing nonstop every day in front of everyone's eyes for the past 3 years. So when you see Netanyahu say that he's going to invest money into spreading propaganda, and then people still fall for the dumbest rage bait about Muslims. Muslims hate dogs. Okay, why are you talking about dogs when the Epstein files were released 2 weeks ago, Goy? This is implicating the American government. Howard Lutnick said that he wasn't friends with Epstein. He's a Jewish Zionist. He's there hovering over Trump at every angle. He looks like a handler he just clearly looks like he's pulling the strings behind the scenes, optics wise. But not only that, he lied about his friendship with Epstein. He said he was never friends with him, and then it turns out years after Epstein was convicted of sex crimes, he went on a plane and then a boat with all of his children, emailed Epstein specifying the ages of all of his children to have lunch. Who takes a boat and a plane with all their kids to an island to have lunch with somebody who's not your friend? Okay.
Yep.
So we know
all this shit's going on, guys. It's beyond. It's beyond. You can't argue against it anymore. It's right in front of our face, right? More developments, guys. Iran hits French naval base in Abu Dhabi. This is getting it's getting escalated very fast, guys. I mean, oh my goodness. French naval base hit in Abu Dhabi, guys. Wow. I'm telling you, they touched one of the boats. If they touch one of the boats, it's full-fledged World War III. The second a boat gets touched. I know, I've seen this before. We know what's going to happen, guys. A drone hit the building where the Israeli embassy is located in Abu Dhabi as well, right? And I said this in a video yesterday. I want everyone to kind of take note as well. Again, notice how we are wrapped up in this. All right, America is right? If you're American, is wrapped up in this, no matter what, no matter which way you cut it. But notice how the Islamic world is not responding back by directly attacking America as of yet, as of right now, right? Notice, all right, the Islamic world does not necessarily attack America like that. We know the truth, all right? So if there is attack, if there is a false flag in America, I just want you guys to know it is staged by Israel. I feel like that's not, out of the realm. We have to understand that. I've met plenty of people who practice Islam, plenty of Muslims. Like, I know I really have met these people. I've talked with them. I understand. All right. There's a lot of crazy shit that goes on in Iran. These are not bad people, though. They're not bad people just because they believe in a different religion. They are very, very peaceful people. I swear. I know. It sounds crazy. I know. Right. I know. Don't call me crazy, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for going crazy. Anyway, things are escalating a little too fast. Fire in Abu Dhabi industrial zone after Iranian strike. All right. So there is something to be said here, right? Why are they attacking straight Israel? Because they know the enemy. They know the enemy. It's very clear. Because what is Israel's religion? Zionism. They're fucking Zionists, guys. They want to exterminate the Muslims and Islam from this earth. And Christian values, guys, we don't believe in that shit. No one deserves to get killed or exterminated for any of this shit. Believe in what you want to believe in, but it's a sickening spiritual war that is taking place right now. And I have to speak on it. I mean, this is history, right? What the fuck? I woke up yesterday and shit hit the fan. Shit hit the fan. All right, looks like their live has completely ended at this point. All right, let's go ahead and see if anything else is still... Maybe it's still popping. Oh, that was the second one? Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Iran just struck oil tanker in Hormuz. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. There's too much to keep track, guys. Oil tanker in Hormuz. Oil crisis 2.0 starts now. Iran just closed the Strait of Hormuz. Expect for Russian and Chinese vessels and stuck an oil tanker in the process, injuring 4 crew members. This isn't a drill. This is a geopolitical nuke. Iran just dropped the Strait of Hormuz. Okay. We know that the Strait of Hormuz is closed down, but this is... oil prices are going to spike. And we'll just see how the crypto markets react and markets react in general, guys. But right now, obviously, we know that's not important. I'm sorry, but I can't get out of my head that we literally hit 3 schools and like 200. That was a fucking sacrifice. I don't know. I just have to say it. It's ugly, guys. It's ugly. The truth is ugly. China and Russia. I know China is not going to be happy about this, and at some point, these people will get involved, right? And then we have a full. I mean, it's full fledged. And we don't want to say the elephant in the room, guys. We do not want to say the elephant in the room. But we know the end goal with all this. We know ultimately what could happen with World War III. We know the extent of these weapons. All right. And it's end all be all. If somebody pushes the button, it is end all mutual destruction. It just is what it is. And it's just sickening, guys. So we're not here to pick sides. We're here to commentate. But there's something to be said, guys. I mean, Israel's getting cooked right now. Israel is getting striked so bad right now, and they are going ahead and arresting people. They're arresting people for recording strikes and posting them on social media. That's the truth. Israel is toast. This is in Iraq. And a lot of this stuff is also propaganda as well. I'm very aware of that. But this could be from last year. We don't even know, guys. Massive break. Iran has struck the oil tanker Skylight near the Strait of Hormuz. 4 sailors were injured. Yep. This attack took place 5 miles north of the Kabat port in Oman. The attack occurred after the ship ignored Iran's order not to enter the strait. Oil prices are about to skyrocket when the market opens, and we should see what happens. When the market opens tomorrow, things could get very ugly, guys. Yeah, we're gonna see some shit pop off. Pop off. All right, let's see what's going on in the interwebs real quick. Obviously, this is all I've been looking at, so my feed is all this shit. Pentagon uses Anthropic AI tool Claude in military operation to capture Maduro. Pentagon uses Anthropic AI tool Claude in military operation to kill Khamenei. And it is a clip from Oppenheimer, guys. Things could get ugly, and I don't want to lie. We obviously hope not, but this is the World War III, right? This is the Albert Pike letter. All right, I just had it up. I don't know where it went. Whatever. It's just sickening, guys. I don't even know what to say anymore. People don't even know what to react at this point. We all know that something bad is about to happen. I don't even know what to say. Like, yo, bro. Let's not get a copyright, right? And an Israeli journalist posted this, then deleted it swiftly because it exposed a battery exact chords. Horrible OPSEC. Iran dome active over Israel. So, here we go. We have Netanyahu holds a security constellation in Germany, not Israel. His country is burning. Missiles over Tel Aviv. Bases hit. Leaders fallen. He's consulting from abroad, strategizing from safety, leading from a distance. Call a meeting. Call coordination. Call it whatever helps. The people in shelters don't care about your video call. A leader leads from the front, not from a hotel overseas. Yada, yada, guys. The people of Israel are literally dancing in the bunkers as we speak. They're happy we got drug into this war. I will never forget about, I believe his name was Brian Mast, who wore a fucking IDF uniform to Congress. All right, I think I got to pull this up. I mean, guys, bro's in an IDF uniform, bruh. Nah, and this, I mean, come on, bruh. You should not be allowed to serve for our government in an IDF uniform. What the fuck, man? All right, let's see what Big Yahoo has to say. Oh, they're not even saying anything. All right, whatever. Fuck them. Wanted for crimes against humanity. Wow. Yeah. So things are popping off. And where does the monetary system come into play, guys? I see this almost as a last-ditch effort to save the U.S. dollar, right? I mean, look at what we did with Venezuela. Look at all the effects on the oil, guys. The oil tanker just got hit. This is not good. This is not good. All right. We're clearly trying to shake up some shit. All right. And what are we going to do with the oil? Because we're trying to go for a dominance here. I'm sure they're going to try and steal all the fucking oil. Who knows? I just don't. Basically, I don't want a nuke to pop off, guys. I don't want a nuke to pop off. Let's go see.
8 countries located. If Iran blocks the Strait of Hormuz, what impact will it have on the entire world?
They did that.
And which country will be affected the most? First, let's understand what the Strait of Hormuz actually is. It is a small area of just 33 kilometers located between Iran, Oman, and the UAE. It is a narrow sea passage through which almost 20% of the world's oil supply flows, nearly 17 million barrels every day. This oil comes from 8 countries located in the Persian Gulf, including Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE for the United Arab Emirates. Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Qatar, 90%.
Iran has pretty much struck all of them at this point, I believe. Yeah, pretty much 8 countries. All of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they've went ahead and basically reigned dominance over the Strait of Hormuz. And I just think it's ironic because Jay Claver did call this. Let's go ahead and find one of them clips, but
Of their oil exports pass through this narrow route to reach the rest of the world. If Iran blocks the Strait of Hormuz, following countries will suffer the most damage. First is India, because it imports 85% of its oil, and 60% of that comes from Middle Eastern countries like Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and the UAE. Fuel prices in India would skyrocket, and as a result, everything related to oil and all industries would face severe disruption. Industries could shut down, there would be job losses, and the economy would be severely affected. The second most affected country would be China. China is the world's largest oil importer, bringing in 10 million barrels of oil every day. 40% of China's oil imports pass through this Strait of Hormuz. Although China has built oil pipelines with Russia and Central Asia, they don't even fulfill 20% of its energy needs. So, if the Strait of Hormuz is blocked, China's economy could suffer a massive blow, and if China's economy is shaken, its effects will be felt all over the world. The third
Another thing I've heard as well is in terms of U.S. military power in this region is when these straits are blocked off, right? We have one in Saudi Arabia, one that was designed to avoid this, that's also blocked off at this point. And basically all oil in this region is cooked. And what I've heard is basically we don't want submarine warfare with Iran. And apparently they are very advanced in submarine warfare. And essentially we are being backed up out of this area as a military power at this point, and it's making things harder. Obviously, we know in World War II, when it comes to logistics and refueling, etc., that stuff matters, and it can lead to a demise when it comes to this war. So things are getting interesting, guys. We are not in necessarily a good strategic position as the United States right now. We're not. It's just the truth, right? We got coerced into this. We didn't want this to happen. All right, we didn't want this war. Trump didn't want this war. I'm sure, he might seem like he wanted, Trump didn't really want this war. He got coerced into this shit. There's no way. All right, so we're not in a good position. And that's why you see Israelis dancing in bunkers right now. That's just the truth.
most affected country would be Japan, as it imports 90% of its oil, and 75% of that passes through the Strait of Hormuz. The fourth most affected country would be Saudi Arabia. 80 to 90% of Saudi Arabia's oil goes to the rest of the world through Strait of Hormuz, while only 10% goes to Europe via its Red Sea coastline. So if this choke point is blocked, Saudi Arabia's economy will be heavily impacted. Imagine that a country suddenly loses 80 to 90% of its revenue. What would happen to it? Something similar could happen to Saudi Arabia. There's also a high chance that Saudi Arabia might send in its military to reopen the route, and that could make the situation even worse. Fifth is Pakistan, which gets about 90% of its oil through the Strait of Hormuz. This oil meets around 27% of the country's energy needs. So if the route is blocked, prices in Pakistan could rise sharply. But there's an interesting twist. Since Pakistan shares a border with Iran, and several government reports suggest that 35% of Pakistan's diesel comes unofficially from Iran. So if the strait is blocked, Pakistan might turn to Iran for oil, either quietly or through an official deal. Next in line is the UAE, because as nearly as 72% of its oil exports rely on this Strait of Hormuz. The country does have a backup option, the Habshan-Fujairah pipeline, which allows it to bypass the strait and export up to 60% of its oil. But for a major economy like the UAE, losing the remaining 40% would still be a serious blow. Next comes the European countries like France, Germany and Italy, which on average get 10% of their oil through the Strait of Hormuz. A blockade here would...
All right, guys, some breaking news real quick. Things are escalating in Dubai, right? Unfortunately, it does appear we have a British resident's house hit by a drone. All right, that is one thing that has developed, which is, I'm not laughing. I mean, I am a little bit. I'm not laughing at it. It's just a crazy situation, right? I really, this is fucked up. All right, laugh through the pain.
Been hit by a drone. Yeah, I'm doing it. No joking, guys. We have just been hit by a drone. We heard it coming. It stinks of oil in here. I didn't even finish my cup of tea. We've just been hit by a drone. We're in Water 1 on the top floor. 19.
Wow. That's fucked. That's very unfortunate. Wow. All right. Another post here. Right. Big Yahoo is giving a speech from Germany right now, right? He is in Germany. How ironic. How, I mean, how ironic is that? He's in Germany, safe, far from the fire. He tells Iranians to take to the streets to seize the moment, which is the same message that Donald Trump has been echoing, right? They want these people out in the streets. I obviously, I do not trust that. And I think a massacre is about to happen. The man who fled his own country now lectures another. All right. Iranians don't need his advice. They need him to stop bombing their children. From Tel Aviv, hide in Berlin. Keep your speeches, guys. And it's just, it's sickening. I mean, what else do I do but report on it for a little bit, right? Iran's latest missiles have struck Israeli military camp in Beit Shemesh. There are reports that close relatives of Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who was serving in the military, have been killed. I'm not too sure about that one. That's funny. All right. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Decided.
Before we listen to this guy's name is John Karakaku, and he is a former CIA asset who spent time in prison. I want to be very, very clear here. I don't believe he is a former CIA asset. I think he is still in the CIA. It is no coincidence that all of his clips have been popping up all over social media over the last few weeks, and the CIA is full on PSYOP mode right now. We are MK Ultra PSYOPed in. They are trying to get everybody wrapped into this, and they don't want you to pay attention to the fact that we are controlled by Israel, and who knows how many politicians did some of these things to kids in these Epstein files. Like, who knows, right? There's probably gonna have to be a revolution. It's really the only answer to get these people out of power, and the realization that these people have power over us is sickening for a lot of people. It really is.
That the Israelis said, if you don't bomb Iran to take out these deep bunkers, we're going to use nuclear weapons. And they had never threatened that before. And so Trump said, bombing Iran might actually save us from the start of World War III if it keeps the Israelis from using nuclear weapons.
So according to your source, the Israelis told the President of the United States that if he did not use the United States military power to bomb the nuclear facilities in Iran, Israel, acting on its own, would use nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Do you see why there's a problem with that statement, John?
Yeah.
Because they've never fucking admitted that they've had them.
That's right.
So you're telling me that they just admitted to the President of the United States that they have nuclear weapons?
Soft disclosure, guys. This is how they do things, right? In occult beliefs. Soft disclosure. Look at the look on this guy's face, right? This is a psyop. They want you to know this, right? This could be true. This could be false. But this is soft disclosure. This is a perfect example.
And we still do not have them in the IAEA treaty.
I mean, if Israeli nuclear whistleblowers are to be believed, yeah, they started working on them in the 50s. They got them around the late.
It's like, you don't really know what to believe, guys. Yeah. We could listen to this, right? If you have not listened to this lady talk before, and she goes into a lot of the occult stuff. But guys, I mean, they profit off of the war, off of both sides, and they really do it for the loosh or the body parts. It's the unfortunate truth. It's the unfortunate truth. Yeah. I kind of want to listen to this again.
October the 9th, 2009, and I'm going to read you the secret covenant. I only have 10 minutes. It's on the Polly Hicks section of CanadaStreetNews.com, and this is dedicated to the Jesuits, the High Freemasons, and the High Knights of Columbus, and those that have pledged a blood oath allegiance to the Luciferians.
And this war, the first day of this war, guys, again, right, they strike 3 schools and a few hundred kids died, I believe. Very unfortunate. That is a blood sacrifice. I've said it like 10 times already. It's the only answer. Why go straight for schools? Are you serious? Like, I mean, so like things are going to get bad, guys. They did this for maximum emotion. They want you to get involved. They want your hearts in this, right? And to a certain extent, you kind of gotta back off sometimes. But I mean, I'm all about the truth, and we need to spread the truth here. And the truth is, I mean, the war, I mean, it's completely controlled. These are demonic entities we're fighting against. That's what I believe.
Secret societies. The secret covenant. An illusion it will be, so large, so vast, it will escape their perception. Those who will see it will be thought of as insane. We will create separate fronts to prevent them from seeing the connection between us. We will behave as if we are not connected to keep the illusion alive. Our goal will be to accomplish one drop at a time so as to never bring suspicion upon ourselves. This will also prevent them from seeing the changes as they occur.
Another thing here that's very interesting. Now, you guys know if you've been around, right? But 2 weeks ago, Iran burned a statue of Baal with no funding, none of that. Burned it, right? Burned Baal statue on the revolutionary anniversary. Ryan Miller, Baal represents child sacrifice. We must protect children. This is what they said. This is Iran, guys. 2 weeks later, they get bombed, and they go ahead and 3 schools get bombed. Bunch of kids die. Sickening. It's sickening, right? You can't tell me what I see, right? It's right in front of us. Wow. I mean, it's fucked up.
We will always stand above the relative field of their experience, for we know the secrets of the absolute. We will work together always, and will remain bound by blood and secrecy. Death will come to he who speaks. We will keep their lifespan short and their minds weak until pretending to do the opposite.
I just saw this comment. I don't know who said what first, but everyone's thinking the same thing, right? Like, you can't convince us that we didn't all see Iran burn the Baal statue like 2 weeks ago. It's like, right? It's in front of us now. No one has we don't have a choice, right? Everyone must know this information because this is what started the war. I think this is what started the war. Iran is very intelligent. These people are extremely intelligent people. They're the most well-educated in the Middle East, arguably. And so they know the deal. This is a spiritual war, and they went ahead, they burned the statue. We must protect children. We must protect children. I rebuke this shit down here. Rebuke. We must protect children. And then they bombed 3 schools in Iran. This is just like, sick shit. I saw a clip that was so sickening. I don't even want to find it, but it was a father holding his daughter after this, just crying into the camera. This is a spiritual war, guy. They want your energy, they want your soul. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Right? Rebuke it. Spread truth. And eventually, we're going to spread some positivity in here. Because, I mean, this is just speechless over and over again, guys.
We will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways so they will never see what is happening. We will use soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and water also in the air. They will be blanketed by poisons everywhere they turn. The soft metals will cause them to
spraying our foods, spraying, chemtrails, controlling our weather. Guys, the only healthy food in an American grocery store is the kosher section. What's up with that? I was talking to somebody yesterday. I forget who it was at this. I completely forget. But they were saying they knew somebody who does, works for one of those exterminating companies. And they went around in these grocery stores and they're putting these bug traps and stuff. No joke. The management of the store told them they could not put any bug traps in the kosher section of the stores because they would have real problems if they did that. And that is because there's poison in the traps, obviously, and the Jews have so much power that they control that. I swear to God. I swear. May God be my witness. That is what was said to me, and I believe it. So I don't know if that's completely true, but I'll just go to the grocery store and take a look next time because I swear that's probably the truth. I wouldn't even be surprised.
To lose their minds. We will promise to find a cure from many of our fronts, yet we will feed them more poison. The poisons will be absorbed through their skin and mouths, and they will destroy their minds and reproductive systems. From all this, their children will be born dead, and we will conceal this information.
I just want to say to you, I'm gonna let this play, but this is very disgusting, guys, and I'm sorry to go here, right? But if you guys have seen the McDonald's advertisement of the Big Arch McDonald's burger coming on the 3rd, right? Literally coming on the 3rd, and I believe on the 3rd is also something to do with like the 6th planet alignment. There's something going on the 3rd on 333. It's something to do with some like Jewish occult shit, right? And this war just pops out and they bring out this new burger, the Big Arch on the 3rd. Guys, don't ever go to McDonald's again. Just don't ever go to McDonald's again, right? We've all heard the rabbi say that they put all the stuff in the food. Let's not even get into it. But it's kind of disgusting that like McDonald's is very excited to bring out this big arch. If I can find the original post, I'll bring it up. But it's just, ugh.
The poisons will be hidden in everything that surrounds them and what they drink, eat, breathe, and wear. We must be ingenious in dispensing the poisons, for they can see far. We will teach them that the poisons are good with fun images and musical tones. Those they look up to will help. We will enlist them to push our poisons. They will see our products being used in films and will grow accustomed to them and will never know their true effect. When they give birth, we will inject the poisons into the blood of their children and convince them it's for their help. We will start early on when their minds are young, and we will target their children and what the children love most, sweet things. When their teeth decay, we will fill them with metals, and that will kill their mind and steal their future. When their ability to learn has been affected, we will create medicine that will make them even sicker and cause other diseases for which we will create even yet more medicine. We will render them docile and weak before us by our power. They will grow depressed, slow, and obese, and when they come to us for help, we will give them more poison. We will focus their attention towards money and material goods so that they may never connect with their inner self. We will distract them with fornication, external pleasures, and games so they may never be one with the oneness of it all. Their minds will belong to us, and they will do as we say. If they refuse, we shall find ways to implement mind-altering technology into their lives. We will use fear as our weapon. We will establish their governments and establish opposites within. We will own both sides. We will always hide our objective, but carry out our plan. We will perform the labor. They will perform the labor for us, and we shall prosper from their toil. Our families will never mix with theirs. Our blood must be pure always, for it is the way. We will make them kill each other when it suits us. We will keep them separated from the oneness by dogma and religion. We will control all aspects of their lives and then tell them what to think and how. We will guide them kindly and gently, letting them think that they are guiding themselves. We will foment anonymously between them through our factions. When a light shall shine among them, we shall extinguish it by ridicule or death, whatever suits us best.
We're live in the last days.
Rip.
I got you. Look, guys, I had to go live just in case some crazy stuff happens, right? I had to go on record and state my feelings about this war, just in case an alien race from the future finds this video. I want to let you guys know. I want to let everyone know, whoever watches this video in the future, if we get nuked, right? I'm not. I oppose this shit. No one's for war here. Realistically, we did not want a war with Iran, and we do not accept the blood sacrifice that was made for this war. And we are very aware of the Albert Pike letter. We know what's going on. This is bullshit, and that's how we feel.
Each other's hearts apart and kill their own children. We will accomplish this by using hate as our ally, anger as our friend. The hate will bind them totally, and never shall they see that from their conflicts we will emerge as the rulers. They will be busy killing each other. They will bathe in their own blood and kill their neighbors for as long as we see fit. We will benefit greatly from this, for they will not see us, for they cannot see us. We will continue to prosper from their wars and their deaths. We shall repeat it over and over until our ultimate goal is accomplished. We will continue to make them live in fear and anger through images and sound. We will use all the tools we have to accomplish this.
You guys pretty much get the point, right? This is all organized, it's manufactured, it's all to bring in their AI demon baby that they conjure up by having sex and bringing up demons. That's like exactly what happens. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, let's just face the facts. And just to bring things on a little bit more of a positive note, right? We're all in crypto. We all know what's coming up, right? The monetary system is set to change completely. It is going to. I don't have to explain why. So let's go ahead and listen, right? It's insane that this gentleman has predicted things up until this point. I know a lot of people don't like him. He's got a pretty crazy history, but he has predicted the Strait of Hormuz would close, and he did it. He predicted this 2 years ago, and we are in the midst of World War III. The monetary system is set to change. Here we go.
Apparently you can go from 0 to a complete site in just a single prompt with Wix Harmony. I don't know if this is going to be possible. Or Vibe.
But this could all stem from the Strait of Hormuz being shut down.
The domino theory, just a high level chain of events. Oil spikes, Japan raises interest rates, they rotate out of U.S. treasuries and buy their own bonds, U.S. bonds flood the market. We have the stablecoin bill passed here in the U.S., so we have banks and institutions that will soak up those treasuries as they flow onto the market because the demand here for issuing stablecoins will be high. It's around $2.3 trillion total globally. That is, foreign debt held outside the U.S. treasuries that will flow back here. And guess what the amount of, estimated demand for stablecoins is? $2.3 trillion, exactly the same. So that'll be shored up. It'll shore up the bond market. But with the reverse carry trade unwinding at scale, you're going to see a haircut across markets. Anything risk on, risk off, it's not going to matter where your money is. There's going to be a repricing. So gold, again, I'm going to be unpopular. Same thing with silver. I think you're going to see a 50% drawdown. Both. But I do think it's going to be a big drop, huge drawdown. Bitcoin has the same problem. Bitcoin and gold, both big drawdowns. Tether is then depegged. So exchanges need other liquidity. And they're going to have to start utilizing XRP, just like in Shane Ellis's theory, to be able to settle inside of the exchange. Anyway, I think that there's less than 100 million left on the OTC desk. And the dark pools, I think we're right down to the end of it here. And that's why you're starting to see price move a little bit more aggressively for XRP. I do anticipate that we are going to see a BlackRock ETF or exchange traded product here in 2026 for XRP. And I do think that that'll add significant amounts of demand, but I think that's going to happen right at the opportune time. Again, when all of these other catalysts play out to be able to drive XRP's price up to then settle the back into the stock market and de-risk from all of the losses on Bitcoin and settled in real time. So again, if you haven't watched the domino theory, I've been talking about this for, 21 months. It'll be 2 years in March of this year ago that I put out the original domino theory and the thesis.
XRP's domino theory, the time is now. And during today's episode, we're going to be breaking down the major catalysts that are set to kick off the XRP domino theory that Jake Klaver has been breaking down for the better half of 2 years. As earlier this morning, the United States officially struck Iran, stating a state response of shutting down the Strait of Hormuz. Now, although these reports are currently unconfirmed, Iranian state-linked media is claiming that the Strait of Hormuz is officially closed. This is the world's most critical energy point in existence today, with roughly 25% of global oil shipments passing through this narrow corridor every.
Guys, we've got some breaking news very quickly, and then we'll go ahead back to the video. Obviously, we know the Strait of Hormuz is now completely closed, but we have some crazy developments, guys. Obviously, we know that they are striking U.S. bases because their proximity. They can't just go ahead and cook us from Iran, right? The real target here is Israel. I do believe we are targeted as well, though. Let's just be honest. We did some fuck shit. Let's just be honest, right? Iranian Forest Minister says, of course, we cannot hit any target in the territory of the United States, so we have to deal with their bases in the region. And now we have updates here. 2 Israelis were injured after Iranian drone debris struck in Abu Dhabi. USB-2 stealth okay, here we go, guys. USB-2 stealth bombers participated in last night's attack on Iran, according to Israeli Channel 12. U.S. official to Al Jazeera. It is not yet clear how Khamenei's death will affect Iran's military capabilities or response. Iran does not seem to be slowing down at all. And they have vowed to, I believe, go on 30 days of spiritual war and mourning because of his death. That is what they have said, allegedly. The IRGC says it has targeted the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier with 4 ballistic missiles in the Arabian Sea, guys. And I told you, the second they touch the boat, this shit is going to pop off. All right. So allegedly, right now, we are getting reports as of 20 minutes ago. The IRGC says it has targeted the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier with 4 ballistic missiles in the Arabian Sea, guys. We are just getting news of that. Iranian Foreign Minister Araghchi says regime change is impossible. If their goal is to change the regime, that is a mission that is impossible. The demise of the leader doesn't mean regime change. We have a very well-established political system. The system is strong enough to resist any turbulences. Iranian drone hits building as of 7 minutes ago in Dubai, but fails to detonate, guys. I'm not sure if we have a video of that. I think this might just be a picture. Airstrikes in Tehran continue as of 4 minutes ago. Horrific sight, guys. And we have an Iranian... whoa, we are getting developments, guys. The British Maritime Trade Operation Authority, 2 ships were hit by missiles near the Strait of Hormuz. They are not fucking around, guys. Oil is about to spike. And we're going to go ahead and get back to that topic in just a second. 2 Iranian drones have struck the commercial port in Oman. The U.S. signed a military access agreement with Oman to use Doom as a strategic logistics hub. It's one of America's newest and most important staging points in the region, centered directly on the Arabian Sea outside the Strait of Hormuz, and they have just shot, I think, 4 missiles at the USS Abraham Lincoln. Not sure if they have hit it, guys. An Iranian Shahid has just struck a UAE oil platform in the Persian Gulf. And things are escalating extremely fast. As you can see, guys, I can barely keep up. Let's get back to how the effect on oil is exactly going to maybe benefit or not benefit cryptocurrency. Obviously, at this point, we know the state of that strait is absolutely cooked.
Every single day. Now, the Strait of Hormuz is only 21 miles wide, and Iran is claiming that they've unleashed artificial intelligence shutting down this port. If the actual closure attempt is underway, the consequences could be immediate. Huge spikes in oil, global market shock, naval forces mobilizing, and blocking Hormuz. It's not just an economic move. It is a military escalation that would almost certainly trigger a multinational response. Well, during today's episode, we're going to be focusing on the crypto portion of this and why XRP investors...
Guys, I'm not going to lie. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Right? I'm not going to lie, though. I am a little nervous. They are touching the boats. They have started to touch the boats. If history tells us anything, Shit's about to go down. Respectfully.
Need to be watching what's happening in Iran. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Good Evening Crypto, your favorite crypto news related channel. If you enjoy this content or you find it helpful, smash that like button and subscribe, as you're going to get an update every single day, 11 a.m. Eastern time. And this is the breaking news that we're reporting on today. Now, why is this relevant to XRP investors? Because for the better half of 2 years, Jake Claver has been clearly outlining his domino theory and how Iran and Japan would play a central role. So to kick off today's episode, I wanted to break down some of the major triggers that our listeners need to watch for when witnessing the domino trade unfold worldwide. Now, the first event will be the triggering event. This is the first domino to fall. Geopolitical tensions or energy stocks causing a spike in oil prices. This could stem from issues in the Middle East. And that's exactly what we're witnessing today with Iran, as the United States is ushering in regime change in the Middle East. Now, the second domino here, and this is a major one, Japan is going to be forced to raise interest rates to combat inflation or defend against the yen. This would unwind the long-standing yen carry trade, borrowing cheap money and investing it in higher yield products. Consequentially, this would lead to a global liquidity crunch. People selling their foreign bonds and investing those back into the yen. This would lead to a massive sell-off in U.S. treasuries and other assets, bonds, equities, and other capital markets. Traditional liquidity would dry up, creating a systematic risk and counterparty concern across finance. Well, this is where stablecoins and digital assets become very important. As fiat stablecoins could face pressure or regulatory scrutiny, banks and institutions need faster, cheaper alternatives for bridging currency pairs and absorbing temporary liquidity shocks. That's where XRP enters the picture. XRP emerges as key infrastructure under this domino theory, as XRP acts as a neutral or a bridge asset for instant settlement. This would offer low cost and high speed, making it ideal during extreme volatility when traditional rails are slow, expensive, and tend to freeze. Institutions turn on XRP for on-chain liquidity, tokenizing assets, and regulating cross-border payments flows. And this is where the supply shock narrative comes into full effect. Now, the available circulating supply would tighten almost dramatically, and even modest institutional buying would lead to massive growth in the price for XRP. That rapid price surge, according to Jake Claver, has been discussed on several scenarios from triple digits to even higher, depending on how high the demand is for the XRP token. This could potentially lead XRP to leapfrog Bitcoin as the go-to digital asset for global trade settlement. Now, overall, global stress becomes bullish for XRP because it's positioned itself as the infrastructure rather than speculation, unlike many other digital assets. In a liquidity crisis, XRP could become the shock absorber between fiat systems, leading to explosive adoption and explosive movement in the XRP price chart. But this could all stem from the Strait of Hormuz being shut down, causing a spike in oil. And what are we witnessing today? According to undisclosed sources out of Iran, the Strait of Hormuz has been shut down. And I'm going to play this brand new video that just came out this morning explaining how the Strait of Hormuz dictates global oil prices. Here it is.
What if Iran shuts down the Strait of Hormuz today and wipes trillions off the global economy in just 24 hours? You probably think the U.S. Navy would clear it in a day, but you're wrong. Iran just finished its smart control drills, deploying AI-guided sea mines and shore-to-sea missiles right here in a gap only 21 miles wide. This is the world's jugular vein. 1/5 of global oil and 20% of all LNG pass through this lethal choke point. If blocked, oil doesn't just go up, it doubles. We're talking $150 a barrel and global supply chains freezing completely. Within minutes of the first reported detonation, global shipping insurance would vanish, leaving thousands of massive tankers stranded at sea with nowhere to go and no protection.
We are already seeing a massive increase as well in insurance prices for tankers contracted to go through the Strait of Hormuz. We are seeing that right now. So the tension is rising. I'm sure after this clip is over, I'm going to have more breaking news for you guys as well.
But can Iran actually hold the world hostage, or is this a suicide mission for the regime? The reality is Iran can't block it forever. The U.S. military is already positioned for weeks-long operations. But the payoff for Iran isn't winning a war. It's the economic scars. If gas hit $10 a gallon tomorrow, who would you blame?
And so now that you guys have a better understanding of why the Strait of Hormuz is so important, I'm going to break down why this could lead to Japan raising their interest rates, as Japan nearly imports 100% of its oil. As a resource-poor nation, it relies heavily on foreign energy to power its economy, industry, and households. With oil spiking, this would mean a sharp rise in import costs. Higher global oil prices immediately increase the yen cost of energy imports, worsening Japan's trade balance, which means more expensive imports, larger trade deficit. The imported inflation would surge. Energy and related costs feed through the consumer prices, pushing overall inflation much higher very quickly. So the yen weakens further, and a deteriorating trade balance and higher import bills on downward pressure on the yen could amplify the inflation via costlier imports through a feedback loop. Now, this is where the Bank of Japan could step in, and we know they have very close connections to both Ripple and XRP. So the Bank of Japan, to combat this rising inflation and defend the yen, they may tighten their monetary policy. This means raising interest rates almost instantly. That would instantly attract capital inflows and support yen in the underlying currency. Past oil shocks in the 1970s forced Japan to tighten policy previously. Even recently, with yen weakness tied to energy cost, the Bank of Japan has normalized the interest rates. But if oil were to see a sudden spike of 20 to 40%, this could cause Japan to aggressively raise its rates to stabilize their economy. This rate hike is the critical second domino in this theory that unwinds the yen carry trade, leading to a global liquidity squeeze, treasury selling, and potentially XRP stepping in as that neutral bridge asset. And at the time of this episode, we are beginning to see that spike in oil as I'm recording this, as this is a brand new report that the Strait of Hormuz is effectively shut down. Japanese tankers are turning back. Greek fleets are rerouting. Saudi, Iraq, and Emirate crudes sitting still in the water. Oil has already jumped 12% in just hours, and that's only the beginning, according to this report. A fifth of the world's seaborne oil has stopped. 8 tankers idling outside of the Gulf of Oman right now, waiting for a war to end before they can effectively move. Every gas station in the world is about to feel this. Every airline, every factory, and every supply chain. Iran.
Everyone's going to feel it, guys. We are all going to feel this one. There's no way we're escaping this.
Just handed the entire global economy a large bill. And this is where I'll defer to Jake Claver to explain his domino theory on his own, as he states the Japanese domino is the one that will kick off the XRP reverse carry trade. But if you find this information helpful, smash that like button, leave some thoughts underneath the video. Here's Jake Claver explaining the domino theory.
Almost nobody is talking about it. Unless you've been here on this channel, we've covered it lots of times. It's the reverse carry trade. And when it blows up, we're going to need something that doesn't exist in the current banking system. And that's where I think XRP might step in. This is about financial infrastructure, systemic risk, and why Japan, XRP, and the digital yen might be the only thing standing between global liquidity and a global crisis. Okay. So if you haven't been here before, we're going to go ahead and go over what the reverse carry trade is. For decades, global institutions have been borrowing cheap yen at close to zero interest rates to buy higher yielding assets in dollars, euros, and other emerging markets. So they would borrow that yen from the Bank of Japan, swap it through FX to whatever currency they wanted, and then go put that to work, earning much higher returns. And then they owe 0% to the Bank of Japan. It's free money. And that is what the reverse carry trade is. It's close to $10 trillion in exposure. When rates shift or FX volatility spikes, these positions are going to unwind fast.
And that's exactly what's happening right now, guys. But let's continue.
Investors will have to sell off their foreign assets and rush to buy back the yen. So they have to sell in the stock market or gold or wherever else they're positioned, swap back to whatever the currency was, in whatever jurisdiction they purchased it, and then go back through FX to yen before they can repay those notes. So this slams the FX market, the bond market, and credit globally, all at once. So what's going to happen?
Who's training the new guy?
2 no-shows?
What do you mean he didn't show up?
Managing with Connecting would be a whole lot easier.
It's not good, right? It's a tidal wave of capital surging back to Japan. Dollars, euros, and all of the other currencies that people are selling off to swap for the yen crash, and the yen will explode higher. Demand for the yen will be excessive. So U.S. treasuries, they're going to be dumped. Yields are going to spike, and bond markets will break. Global liquidity will evaporate, just like in March of 2020, but much, much worse. The Bank of Japan will have 2 options. They can either let the yen appreciate and kill their exports, or they can defend the bond market and risk hyperinflation because they're going to have to print a bunch of yen in order to buy those bonds. It's a lose-lose situation, unless they have a third option sitting in the background. So this is where I think XRP might be the missing piece. So instead of dumping foreign assets directly into the yen, flows could be routed from, let's say, US dollars through XRP and then into the Japanese yen. XRP would serve as a liquidity buffer, routing flows around the FX bottlenecks.
And this is what's so important about this theory here, Johnny Crypto, is that it's not just beneficial to the XRP community. There is a mutual incentive here from the Bank of Japan in order to preserve their own economy and the value of their own US Treasury bonds. They need an asset like XRP. So for all those people out there who said, why would Japan start using the XRP ledger and make all these investors insanely wealthy? Well, not only do they have massive exposure to the token, but it would directly benefit the Japanese bond market, which is more important than anything happening in the crypto space today. But let's let this clip continue.
Settles in 3 seconds, doesn't require correspondent banking, and it can scale globally if price and infrastructure allow it. So let's get into what would actually need to take place for this to happen. You got SBI and the Bank of Japan. They would have to have strategic alignment. And we know SBI is Japan's largest and most aggressive fintech institution, and they own part of Ripple. So they operate SBI VC trading, and they also use XRP for live FX remittance. The Bank of Japan is developing SCBDC, which has been in pilot since late 2023, maybe 24. And this would allow them to program the stability of the bond market. But they would definitely need a playbook for this. You'd have to route FX through XRP. You'd have to be able to issue or go live with that digital yen. You'd have to offer yield or rewards for people holding the bonds, and then absorb capital inflows without destabilizing the yen or bonds. Okay, so this is a tricky dance. It's not like it's an easy thing to do, but if you had a liquidity buffer like XRP that could expand and contract to be able to mitigate this risk and volatility, it's going to be much easier to handle this situation when it happens.
So Johnny Crypto, now that we have a clear understanding of not only what's happening in Japan, but why XRP should be leveraged as the solution by the Japanese economy, I think we all can see the writing on the wall. Really, all we're really waiting for here is the macroeconomic circumstances to align, the Japanese carry trade to play out, and have some of our favorite assets outperform while the rest of the market is moving down and to the right. So now that you guys have an understanding of why the Strait of Hormuz is the major domino to fall, I wanted to give you the latest update that we just got on X. As reports claim, it is confirmed the Strait of Hormuz is effectively closed right now. Iranian's Revolutionary Guard are broadcasting warnings to ships. No ship is allowed to pass the Strait of Hormuz. This follows today's U.S.-Israel strikes on Iran as tankers are turnaround or halting per Reuters, Bloomberg, and the EU naval forces. So now we have a full understanding of not only what the domino theory is, but why XRP would be tapped as the liquidity solution for the Bank of Japan. Once again, we need to remember spike in oil, Japan raising rates, and XRP being tapped as the global liquidity solution for the rapid inflation we're going to see across the board. If you
Guys, we have got some more breaking news. Obviously, I mean, this is developing faster than I've ever seen in my entire life, right? We know there's been some multiple oil tankers hit right outside the Strait of Hormuz. We know there's missiles hitting every single major country surrounding the Strait of Hormuz. They don't care. Now, we have some breaking news. All right, one, Iran shows footage of downing of an American MQ-9 drone, ladies and gentlemen. They are, they want smoke. An Iranian Shahed has just struck UAE oil platform. We already covered that. And something else here, unconfirmed reports, the U.S. military announced that 3 of its soldiers were killed and 5 others were seriously injured during the Epic Fury or Epic Epstein operation, unfortunately. And another thing that I have heard before this operation even started, ladies and gentlemen, something very unfortunate happened. So the military members that were on these tankers and in the area were allegedly shoving their undershirts in the toilets in protest because they do not want to fight in this war. And that is just something that I have heard personally. That is one thing. And then we have more news here. Over 150 tankers loaded with oil and gas are now stationary in the Gulf waters as the Strait of Hormuz remains closed, guys. I mean, this thing is just sitting ducks everywhere, unfortunately. And so, you know, let's go ahead and just hope for the best, right? But It's very clear things are getting crazy. Facts, clear skies for war.
Here. Notice how when there's military action going on, the skies are crystal clear. There are no lines, there are no trails. Is it the same in your city? Pay attention to the coincidences. There are no coincidences. It's the first time I've seen the sky, the real sky, in a long time.
Right. India is moving forward today. Is cleared affected in Micron's facility in Saran. So we have India as another power as well that we have to worry about. We are probably a hop, skip, and a jump away from a very major power joining this war officially. Obviously, we've got the UK and the United States, Israel, etc. We are probably waiting for Russia and China to come in here. We know China is not going to be happy with what is going on. Meanwhile, in Qatar, reports of a huge missile strike on American airbase in Qatar. This video already seems fake to me. Yeah, guys. Attack on Putin's residence 2 months ago. That's how Trump does business. He pretends to negotiate and looks for the right... Yada, yada, yada. Alright. This is the funniest shit I have seen. Live hit on air, and they have to explain to listeners that the Iron Dome isn't working everywhere.
Or pragmatic figure presiding over this regime. That's what the calculation now is.
Tel Aviv.
Regime preservation. Could you get a more pragmatic figure presiding over this regime? Sure.
Aaron, I just want to break in for a moment because we're looking at live pictures in the air over Tel Aviv, and obviously, as many people know or maybe don't know, there is an Iron Dome that Israel uses as its missile defense system, and we're seeing it working now. But in some places and instances, it does not work, and I believe this is one missile feasibly that has broken through the Iron Dome.
And the Israelis.
Things are escalating, guys, and that goes without being said, obviously. Yeah. More breaking news, right? Smoke coming from the DP World area in Abu Dhabi. Do you remember the CEO of DP World? Iran is fighting Epsteinist. Yep, it is getting shiesty, guys. And, you know, I obviously we know, right, last week Iran was burning the ball statue. And in response, right, Israel and America decide to bomb 3 schools and do a blood sacrifice on a Jewish holiday, while Israelis are in bunkers dancing like they never have danced before. Dancing more than they danced on 9/11, guys. They are celebrating this one because the Third World War is starting, and it's an unfortunate truth that we have to face. Yep. They were burning the statue. Can we get some videos? We don't need to listen to all that. Notice the Israeli flag, guys. Right. This is a direct shot at the Epstein cabal, if you will, at these people. And we know in America we have a massive problem. We can't even escape it, right? Let's just face the truth, unfortunately. And obviously smoke coming from the DP World area in Abu Dhabi. Do you remember the CEO of DP World, Iran, is fighting the Epsteinist guys? Abu Dhabi smoke is coming out, guys. Things is getting popping. Dubai Sultan Ahmed bin Salam, head of DP World, steps down after being exposed in the new Epstein file release. And this happened like a week or two ago. The what world area now? Wow, great reporting, thank you, etc. Yeah, so things are getting very, very, they're heating up. And obviously they're attacking oil, they're attacking airspace. It's hard to know what to expect next. Iran strikes French naval base. We knew about that. The smoke is bustling. Demonstrators have gathered in Times Square to protest the United States and Israel strikes on Iran, with hundreds chanting "Hands off Iran now" and denouncing the military action. Reports say the rally later marched through Midtown as outrage over the conflict swells. And guys, I'm going through the comments here on some of these posts, and I'm already seeing, how many. The wording is exactly like how many American troops need to die in this war for there to be a full-on revolution.
To find health care, to fail to find proper education and child care, and while our people in Gaza, in Palestine, in Yemen, in Lebanon, in Iraq, and across the entire Arab and Middle East region.
We know New York has their own issues. Van Donny was also in the Epstein files, right? Let's not pretend like there's not those issues going on, right? But there is protest happening, and I can see a revolution start, which I don't necessarily think is it's a good thing, but it's also something that plays into their favor. They want a revolution to happen. They want civil war. All right. Doesn't feel good, does it? Iran strikes Israel with ballistic in major retaliatory attack. Israeli defense system fails to intercept, guys. I'm just wondering when they will activate the spies and shit in the United States, guys. I'm not, look, the Israelis are dancing in the underground. All right, we know something's coming. Like, we just know something's coming. IDF troops run and scream for cover as another Iranian missile approaches. Dubai's night sky interrupted by Iranian missile. Residents capture the moment.
Not meant to be happening here. Can't everyone just chill out? Biggest concern is that people, I don't want anyone getting hurt, you know what I mean? I've been hearing loud explosions sort of like in the background all day, and it's like, the sound, it shakes the windows. I don't know how to explain it. It's like the weirdest sound ever, and now I'm seeing them. This is not fun, guys.
Look, one of the first things I've learned in life, right, is it doesn't matter where you think you're located. It doesn't matter. You might be able to live in the nicest marble floor area ever. All right, one of the first things everyone learns is it doesn't matter where the fuck you are. Shit can pop off at any time, without a doubt. Anytime. You never let your guard down. You always keep your head up. You always pay attention to your surroundings. It don't matter where you are in this world, right? If anything has showed us in the last day, right, shit can happen anywhere. And so just brace, because I don't know, who knows what's going to happen, guys. The moment Iran's drone hit the skyscraper in Bahrain, the sheer impact and explosion, the sound, exclamation point.
Hey. Shamsir bhai, aur bhi ek hai. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Shamsir bhai, idhar aa jao.
Yep, guys. Breaking news, rocket seen over Tel Aviv as Trump warns Iran against retaliation. And this is coming from a Fox News angle. Look, guys, I'm not going to say too much, but all this filming, all this gear and stuff, it ain't going to help you when a missile comes down. And it's just kind of ridiculous that this guy's dressed like this, giving a report. This is very performative. What about the civilians that are dealing with this in real life? What about the school that got hit, right? Come on.
At this very moment, and I'm just going to keep looking off as I speak to you here so we can get an understanding of where the incoming fire is located. Look, right now the Israelis understand that this is going to cost something. War is never easy, It's not going to be easy for the United States or for Israel, but they are doing what they can to neutralize the threat from the Iranian regime. We know that President Trump was very...
America did not want this war. 80% against this. And so it doesn't matter. They're going to get their war anyway. And I think the rest of the world realizes that real Americans don't want this shit. It's just the truth. We don't want this fucking war. We don't want to be doing the dirty work for Israel. What the fuck, man?
Clear. He is calling on the people. And just stay with me here. We have interceptor rounds coming off right now to shoot down this incoming ballistic missile fire. Just stand by. These sirens sounding across the city as air defense systems.
What up, John Pulley? You feel me? We here, baby. For a little bit. Then I gotta go get a haircut. I go back to normal life for a second. Then I might be back later.
Down these ballistic missiles and trying to shoot them.
They literally said, hey, yo, Fox, we're about to send this missile out. Please make sure you are recording this angle. This is about to be a very fire angle, right? Look at this shit. Look at how perfect this was.
This is going to cost something.
Hey.
War is never easy. It's not going to be
3,
easy for
2,
the United
1.
States or for Israel,
Hey,
but
guys.
they're doing what they can to neutralize
Go
the
get the
threat
shot
from the Iranian
in the
regime.
corner. Go get the shot in the corner.
We know that President Trump was very clear. He
Hurry
is
up.
calling on the people.
Go ahead. Perfect. Great shot, guys. Make sure you follow it through.
Shoot down this incoming ballistic missile fire.
Good job. That should be some good propaganda.
Sirens sounding across the city as air defense systems. There's one there and one you.
Like, all right, guys, come on.
Now we have a U.S. naval ship that was struck right there.
They touched the boats, guys. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. This is gonna end. I don't know. They touched the boats. All right, we know what's gonna happen next, guys. I have to laugh to kind of just bring myself through this, but this is just...
By an Iranian ballistic missile. You can see the smoke billowing up. This is apparently attached to the USS Gerald Ford, the most advanced carrier group in the United States arsenal. And it looks like this one may be a total loss. It's hard to tell here. This video was taken by...
Oh, we're fucked. And I'm just saying it, guys. You know, let's stay positive, but like, uh-oh. Tehran is flooded with people. Do I want to say it, guys? This looks very familiar. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. This is bad. Oh, guys. I'm not antiseptic, I promise, but this looks very familiar. They martyred the head of Iran, guys. They martyred the head of Iran. And this is looking like history right now. If you made this black and white and showed me this in history class, you could tell me the exact event this is. You could tell me this is the Holocaust, and I might believe you. I'm not gonna lie. This. Guys, look at this. Holy shit. Oh, I'm gonna roll it out. Don't you worry. I got you. Boom, boom, Tel Aviv. Guys, does this not look like history class? You guys not remember this? Oh my god. Oh, what the fuck? Oh my god. What the?
Whoa, did you see that? That was fast. That looked...
Ah, look how you run. Listen to...
Oh, nah, bro. What's this?
Oh my god.
Yeah. real shit. All right, ready? Boom, boom, Tel Aviv, guys. Let's play it. Let's play it. Whoever just came in, you came in at a great time. We're about to play the greatest song of 2026. Yo, turn this shit up, yo. Look, they were mocking dead kids, and they bombed the schools, and unfortunately America took part in this. This is just the truth. We have to face it. Let's roll the clip.
Now you're getting hit. Boom, 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 Tel Aviv. This is what you get for all your evil deeds. Boom, 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 Tel Aviv. You brought this upon yourself. It's your time to bleed. Boom, 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 Tel Aviv. This is what you get for all your evil deeds. You were mocking dead kids, but now you're getting hit. Iranian missiles have your entire skyline lit, and you cry victim and say you didn't start this, but the whole world sees that your lies are retarded. Now you feel terror like the Palestinians. How does it feel to have bombs drop on your civilians? Yo, you could have avoided all this if you wanted to, but humanity never expected good behavior from you Jews. Boom, 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 Tel Aviv. This is what you get for all your evil deeds. Boom, 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 Tel Aviv. You brought this upon yourself. It's your time to bleed. Boom, boom, Tel Aviv.
Hey, 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 hey. I'm not gonna lie, I do rock with that clip. Unfortunately, it is fire. It is fire. I'm not gonna lie. All right, I'm sure there's more breaking news. Let's go ahead and see. I'm sure. I mean, this is the craziest period in time we've ever had. All right, we've got breaking reports of huge missile strike on American airbase in Qatar. Oh shit. Okay. I covered that already. The U.S. reached out Iran through Italy yesterday, suggesting a ceasefire. Tehran rejected the idea outright. And this is time to bring it back to how this started, guys. We were coerced into this. And it's not to say we're not guilty. We're guilty. But we've been coerced by Israel for many, many years. And now look, bro's reaching out for ceasefires, and, well, they're not with it. And I'm not going to say I can't blame them. I can't not blame them. I don't even know what to say, right? We are in a military position in which we don't have the benefit here. We don't have the benefit of doubt. We don't have any real strategic advantage, maybe air superiority, but Iran has some shit. It's guaranteed that Iran has some shit. They might not have nukes, but they have some shit, and they can cause damage. They touch the boats, guys. They touch the boats. And who knows? Who knows what's going to happen next, truly. I couldn't tell you. All right? Let's go ahead and see. Maybe my feed will reload some shit real quick. All right. Another Boom Boom Tel Aviv clip. All right, we have to, right?
Boom, boom, boom.
Dancing in the
but now you're getting hit. Iranian missiles have your entire skyline lit, and you cry victim and say you didn't start this, but the whole world sees that your lies are retarded. Now you feel terror like the Palestinians. How does it feel to have bombs drop on your civilians? Yo, you could avoid it all this if you wanted to, but humanity never expected good behavior from you Jews. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, Tel Aviv.
children in Gaza brought it upon themselves. I mean, and you're gonna and I'm anti-Semitic for not being upset that they got hit by some nukes or got hit by some missiles. Okay. Mothers of all Palestinians should also be killed as they give birth to little snakes. The entire Palestinian people is the enemy, including its elderly and its women, its cities and its villages, its property and its infrastructure. Absolute disgusting. And it's like, how do we find ourselves in this situation, guys? Like, this is not American. Yes. 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 Wow, guys. Most unserious generation.
Missiles just took off from there, bro. Yo! God, yo, missiles are going off. Missiles just took off from there, bro. Yo, in the middle of World War III. I'm kind of nervous.
Yo, guys, our flight got canceled. The airport is closed, bro. We're literally in World War III in Qatar, bro. But people are fit though, like, you feel me, like.
Hey, they dripped out. They dripped out. Respect. This might be one of the drippiest outfits I've seen in 2026. Y'all got that shit on. For real. Respect.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous about the guys, yo. Bro, all our friends that's the hood fish, we out here, you feel me? Like, we in the battlefield and shit, you know? Hood fish, we out here seeing missiles fly. Yeah, missiles. What, dude? You're gonna have to say goodbye. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. No. You see, we're cliff on World War III, bro.
Yo, I got a question. For the YNs, yo,
What, dude?
I don't know if they fighting for America. I'm not gonna lie. And they dripped out. They dripped out.
You're gonna have to say goodbye. Astaghfirullah.
Y'all wanna know why I was so confident and it's like our iman is so strong, bro? Yeah. It's Ramadan. Yeah. We're fasting. Yeah. We're right next to the masjid. Right next to the masjid.
I mean, look, they don't seem like bad people to me. Propaganda is crazy, guys. Bahraini man telling a dog after Iranian missile hit, "Run, America, run." Guys, like, we're not looking too good. We're not. Oh God. I'm just, don't shoot the messenger.
يا علي مدد ضربة جديدة يا علي مدد ها شوف الكلب يهرب أمريكي
He's telling the dog, "Run, America, run." He's telling the dog, "Run, America, run," guys.
Oh my god نفر بالشمس Oh my god نفر بالشمس Oh my god أخي نفر بالشمس Oh my god
Yeah, like,
هاي واحد طلع
to buy air defense system.
يا رب هاي واحد طلع هسه بيرجعوا خافوش
Oh shit. Oh shit. That's crazy. All right, back to the breaking news, because you know there's some more breaking news, guys. Let's just go ahead and see this real quick. Direct Shahed 136 impact against Al Salim base in Kuwait. Guys, uh-oh.
Oh shit Oh my god
Well, that don't look good. I don't think you can park there.
Oh, that was right here. They're starting to dial into our building. Yeah. I fucking got the whole. Yeah, right here. Splash. The connexes right out front. These connex.
Yeah. It's getting a little shicey out here, guys. They touched the boats. I am sure American action is to come in here pretty soon. Americans never forget what you're fighting for. What the fuck is that?
What do you think? When you're a power gay in a bomb shelter with sexy Tel Aviv power gays. What do you
Whoa, 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 okay. All right.
think, guys? You could be anywhere in the world. I think I kind of want to be here.
There ain't no way this is real, bruh. There is no way. I can't believe this shit. I can't believe this shit. I'm sick to my stomach right now. Get this shit off my screen. Get this fucking shit off my screen, man. I can't believe this shit. You gotta be kidding me. Protesters in Delhi, India, guys. Uh-oh. Outside the Israeli embassy, report patrol bombs being thrown at the Israeli embassy. Large numbers of protesters have started attacking Israeli embassy in Delhi. Let's go ahead and look into that real quick. I told you guys, India is not fucking around either. False flag, Delhi. Based on its past record, the BJP government never disappoints when it comes to manipulating events. This time it's a bomb blast in New Delhi. Conveniently near the Israeli embassy, a perfect setup for a false flag operation aimed at game-rating sympathy votes during the elections. Knowing full and well that the first phase of Bihar elections did not favor the BJP, the government has once again resorted to dirty political tactics. All right, this is getting shiesty, guys. This picture is hard as shit. This picture is tough. Whoever this guy is, he's gonna get this picture printed out, put on his fridge. Not gonna lie. Protesters in Delhi, India, outside Israeli embassy. Do we have another video of this, or is this just fake news? Several protesters are protesting. Oh, this is 2025 news. Let's go to latest here. The Iranian embassy in Delhi has reportedly lowered its flag to half-mast amid circulating reports that Supreme Leader Khamenei has been killed in Israeli and U.S. military strikes. So we're gonna wait on some more information with that, guys. Let's see if anything else has come out yet. I mean, I'm expecting some action here from the United States. This is getting absolutely insane. The Iranian refugees have to go somewhere.
Where? 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 Where, Dwight?
Seems like you already know where.
Yeah, pretty much, guys. Trump voters right now, and this is a sentiment that I've been hearing as well, as everyone feels like they've been duped, right? How I feel, man. They keep calling us goy.
Good boy! Good boy! Good boy! Good boy! Good boy! Good boy!
You know, at this point, they might just copyright the whole live stream. We'll see if it still exists by the time I'm done. All right. Yeah, absolutely sickening. Israel fails to stop Iranian ballistic missiles. We've seen this already. Yeah. Man. Remember all those times Trump said regime change in Iran would be a disaster? I do.
Nation building. We must abandon
the failed policy of nation building and regime change that Hillary Clinton pushed in Iraq, in Libya, in Egypt, and in Syria. We want to help them. We'll be good to them. We'll work with them. We'll help them in any way we can, but they can't have a nuclear weapon. We're not looking, by the way, for regime change, because some people say we're looking for regime change. We're not looking for regime change. I've watched President Obama and many other presidents try that. Doesn't work out too well. We're not looking for that at all. Finally, to the people and leaders of Iran, we want you to have a future, and a great future, one that you deserve, one of prosperity at home and harmony with the nations of the world. The United States is ready to embrace peace. Again, I think Iran has tremendous economic potential, and I look forward to letting them get back to the stage where they can show that. I think Iran, I know so many people from Iran. These are great people. It has a chance to be a great country with the same leadership. We're not looking for regime change. I just want to make that clear. We took action last night to stop a war. We did not take action to start a war. I have deep respect for the Iranian people. They are a remarkable people with an incredible heritage and unlimited potential.
Can I stop seeing the truth? Right? He says this stuff, and then the schools get bombed.
We do not seek regime change. However, the Iranian regime's aggression in the region, including the use of proxy fighters to destabilize its neighbors, must end, and it must end now.
Do you want to see regime change in Iran?
No. If there was, there was. But no, I don't want it. I'd like to see everything calm down as quickly as possible. Regime change takes chaos. And ideally, we don't want to see so much chaos. So I'm looking to have a really good Iran, really strong. We're not looking for regime change. You've seen how that works over the last 20 years. That hasn't been too good. And we're looking to make Iran rich again. Let them be rich. Let's let them do well. I think
Ridiculous, right? Let's see what we got going on. Iran claims missile strike on USS Abraham Lincoln as U.S. denies damage. And so, was there damage? Was there not damage, guys? The claim surfaced on Sunday during the fourth day of intense Iran-U.S. clashes, triggered the U.S.-Israeli attacks on February 28th that reportedly killed Iran's supreme leader. Iran said it used Fatah-2 hypersonic missiles in Operation True Promise 4, but the Pentagon confirmed no damage while announcing a U.S. strike that sank an Iranian corvette, Operation Epic Fury. 3 U.S. service members died in the exchange. And remember, guys, allegedly the United States asked for a ceasefire, and Iran has denied. The 3 U.S. service members have been killed and 5 are seriously wounded as a result of Operation Epic Fury. U.S. CENTCOM confirmed. So freaking awful. Pray for these heroes and their families today.
Oh, fuck!
Yep. Things are getting real. Right? U.S. says 3 military personnel killed, obviously, etc., etc. Yep, that's pretty much the news right now, and allegedly a USS fleet or a USS Abraham Lincoln has been hit. So we'll see, but things are getting shiesty, and every war is a banker's war, guys. We can't forget that. Every war is a banker's war, and that kind of brings me to my next point. To bring it back on topic, because the monetary system is going to completely shift after this. It has to. It absolutely has to. It's unfortunate, but if you are positioned well, you could possibly benefit from this. That's all I'll say. The financial system is broken. Gold, silver, and XRP are taking over. And then obviously I want you guys to check out this video. World War III has begun. The global financial reset is underway. And that is something I clipped in my previous video. Let's see what Versan has to say as of most recent, and then we'll see what happens. We'll see what I have to say after that. Maybe there'll be more breaking news again. Eventually, I will get out of here and maybe catch you on another video today.
As an online merchant, you know that a high chargeback ratio is more than a minor setback. It's a red flag that could
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Black Swan Capitalist YouTube channel. I'm your host, Versan Al-Jarrah. We have a lot to talk about, so we're going to get right into it. So I'm not doing coffee chat, but this is tea chat. This morning, I did go on a little rant, but I thought it was necessary because what we're seeing around the world is just so destructive. And I'm a political atheist, so I don't believe in right or left, Democrat or Republican, because the truth is there are two sides of the same coin, and this is a coin that is flipped by the very same shadowy hands that we're always talking about. Every 4 years, they feed us slightly different versions of the same story. They wrap it up in emotion and design it in a way that bypasses reason and critical thought. So we're not really thinking when we see the propaganda being pushed down our throats. And while we're arguing, voting, protesting, we just fight amongst ourselves. The real players, the bankers, the corporations, the global elite, they continue to move freely while we're fighting each other. They shape our perspectives, they shape the war, the supply chains, the economies. They shape policies to their advantage while pretending to play for peace. The division becomes permanent and engineered at the highest levels. They manufacture outrage from us. They exploit our fear. They try to turn the neighbors against neighbors. And that's why people like to hide in their bubbles. And I'm ashamed to say that I posted some tweets today that I may have to delete here any moment. So I hope you did get a chance to see them before I remove them. And sadly, in the past, I've had.
And shout out everyone for tuning into this live. If you're leaving or if you had to leave or whatever, hey, thanks everyone who was watching this, guys. Very important moment we are going through in history. It's absolutely insane, and I had to go live for this, for sure.
To remove so many tweets that I put out, I have to be very careful. There's a lot of censorship. And I think that is part of the fear mechanism where they want people to stay in their bubbles and stick to their daily lives without actually protesting. And today we protest digitally. We express our fears, we express our thoughts, and we're supposed to help each other, right? And sadly, the system that enslaves us continues to grow stronger with our silence. So our silence is complicity. It really disappoints me sometimes. There's nobody in the XRP community that has ever retweeted or shared any of my thoughts on some of the bigger atrocities. Now, going into the video today and what we're going to talk about this evening, my apologies, I want to clarify that every war, every financial collapse, it's all manufactured. This much is clear. And that's where the saying comes from, every war is a banker's war. The most clever trick that they have is creating chaos without us realizing that's them. They try to convince us that this chaos is natural when it's not. And the other side is the enemy. So they don't just want to control you. They want to destroy your spirit, your soul, what it means to be human. They are trying to divide us. They're trying to keep us disoriented. And they want us dependent on the systems that they're trying to push down our throats. So the final thing I'll say before we go into the financial system is because people are hungry for financial education, but they feed on our anger. They feed on our confusion. So we never really get to see the real battlefront. And it's the very same.
And guys, this is what loosh is, right? If you don't know what loosh is, let's just go ahead and just real quick, just to make sure. Loosh refers to the metaphysical concept of energetic food or life source produced by human emotions, particularly intense feelings like fear, suffering, or love. Coined by Robert Monroe, it describes a harvested energy that non-physical entities or interdimensional beings consume, sometimes portraying Earth as an energy farm. And we could go deep into that, but that is what loosh is, and it's a real thing, and they harvest it from us in different ways.
Same people who are architecting the very systems that we're talking about here today. It's something we have to be mindful of. I know I sound repetitious, but it's necessary. I think we're in a time in history where we can't kid ourselves anymore, and we can't take chances. And more importantly, we can't stay silent. We have to raise to the challenge and share this information with people. Today, I wanted to talk about the reset and how this is all playing out. We are seeing digital systems being engineered right before our eyes. And what we're witnessing today certainly is not random chaos. Every headline that you see about the debt crisis, geopolitical conflicts, currency devaluation, surging commodities, it's all part of a calculated global choreography designed to shift the world into the new financial order. So behind the scenes, governments, central banks, financial institutions, they're orchestrating a transition towards a more centralized, more digital, tokenized, controllable monetary system. And this is what Catherine Austin Fitts was explaining on Tucker Carlson's interview the other day. The signs are everywhere. If you want to look into this, you're welcome to reach out to me personally. I've been studying this at such a fundamental level. And at times it's a blessing and a curse because I understand how multidimensional.
You love building high-performing websites, but you don't love.
And the changes are happening in so many different ways that we can't keep all these threads together. Let's look at history. Historically, the global financial system that we're all subject to, it's relied on this constant expansion of debt, right? That's what fuels the growth. War is a mechanism to get governments to print more money, to spend more, and to monetize deficits. They have to, okay? Central banks are injecting a lot of liquidity to stabilize the market. And we're going to see another round of QE. Quantitative easing historically has come with consequences: currency devaluation, rising asset prices, and that's how the rich get richer. And the inflation is going to keep the poor poorer. They create asset inflation to create the illusion of solvency in the system. Now, we are on the cusp of a round of new QE. So you can expect the dollar to weaken further. With all this tension in the Middle East, we're going to see oil likely surge as energy markets tighten and political leverage begins to increase. That means gold and silver, which are historically hedges against currency debasement and structural resets like we're seeing today, it's going to be in a renewed focus at the retail level. It's already in focus at the central bank level. I think the stage is being set for another round of asset inflation, where wealth is simply going to transfer and concentrate into the hands of those who are positioned to capitalize on the next phase. And that's where you start to look closer into capital rotation and the rise of alternative settlement currencies. When fiat currency starts to lose purchasing power, capital has to rotate, and it constantly rotates faster and faster. That's where investors and financial institutions are going to seek alternatives. Digital currencies, tokenized assets, commodities that have intrinsic value. Some people are going to go into stable coins like RLUSD, which is the safest one. RLUSD is a blockchain stablecoin issued by Ripple. It's a settlement layer similar to XRP, but it operates outside of the traditional constraints of the debt-based system, and that offers people speed, liquidity, and neutrality across borders. XRP and RLUSD benefit each other. They're separate entities, but they complement each other. RLUSD is the safest stablecoin to be in. I'd be very cautious being in Tether or even Circle. They don't work at the sheer scale that Ripple does, and Ripple definitely issued the safest stablecoin out there. I believe that. We're already seeing massive inflows into digital infrastructure, and I'm talking about the blockchain liquidity corridors. We're seeing the narrative and trend now about tokenized gold. I've been covering that for more than 9 years. And capital now is moving from depreciating paper assets into assets that are real and that preserve real value. And I'm talking about physical. They're leveraging the speed and efficiency of the blockchain-based system. They're going into new settlement currencies. Another side of this, we are approaching a massive cycle of M&A, mergers and acquisitions. Every round of QE, as they print and inject more money into the system, that's going to create a liquidity surge that drives more mergers and acquisitions as smaller businesses begin to fail. So historically, when central banks pump money into the system, companies begin to consolidate. They start to buy assets, and that's how asset values rise. And the entire sector is going to be reshaped. And this is where we are as far as this war cycle. So none of this is coincidence. It's part of the system's reset mechanics, consolidating value. And that's how they're going to funnel whatever's left of the wealth to the very top. When excess liquidity from QE comes into the market, it doesn't just inflate stocks, but it also consolidates around value in the digital ecosystem. So energy, finance, technology, precious metals. My point, though, is that it covers a wide range of asset classes. And that's what we see happening in the market. The reason we're tanking right now is because these are entry points for the investors at the very top and the hedge funds who try to delay the lag of QE with the cycle of liquidity injections and market downturns. And that's when asset rotation begins to happen. So if you're patient enough, these are going to be the cycles that provide rare opportunities to position yourself ahead of the broader market recognition. You get in before everybody else. And that's what makes a good investor these days. You have to anticipate these things way before they happen. So you have time to accumulate positions and hold them. Diversifying your portfolio into cash will buy you time for asset prices to increase. Okay, we have gold and silver to talk about too. I hope you guys are up for that. Gold and silver, we are seeing remonetization take place. Gold and silver, you got to understand, they are not just hedges. Okay, they've been treated that way because of paper trail markets, which are part of the Ponzi scheme of the debt-based system. These are strategic tools for central banks. And gold and silver are no different. Central banks are quietly remonetizing gold at record rates. And that's why they reclassified it as a tier 1 asset class under the Basel III reforms for the banking endgame. It's to secure it at the institutional level, which is going to help them anchor the balance sheet. And silver is no different. The mainstream doesn't have to televise this for you to actually understand and see the opportunities there. Silver has now been classified as a strategic mineral, but it's important to recognize also that the demand for silver and copper and other metals out there, as far as industrial, financial, and national security purposes, is increasing. And that's why you do have manipulation at the retail level, because it hides the real story. If central banks are reasserting control over precious metals, that means they are trying to ensure the next iteration of the financial system is, number one, collateralized by real assets. Number two is that they...
I saw Netanyahu and his wife are in Miami. It's fucking sickening. I also saw Tyler Oliveira's video on the Jewish sect in New Jersey, and how like they completely took over New Jersey. They have their own police, they have their own funding, they get government assistance, etc. They have like 10 babies and don't even care. New York is also the same way. And New York has that like very sacred building in New York that they have tunnels under as well, obviously. But yeah, I saw they were in Miami. Despicable. That shit is just, I mean, they're right there, guys. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there, right? We do have, I think, a little bit of breaking news before this guy keeps talking. Let me see. Did I repost this? Hold on. I got y'all. Hold on. Large-scale U.S.-Israeli attacks against Tehran are taking place right now. And then we also have... Here we go, right here. Yep, so things are escalating pretty fast. We still have the claim of the boat that we are not too certain on yet. I guess we'll just have to see, wait and see about that. But it's just, guys, things are getting shiesty, bro. Things are getting very, very, very shiesty. Let's see. Do we have... I want to see... I mean, his son looks kind of gay. Where's Netanyahu's son? Here we go. He's right here. Chilling in Miami. lounging in a $5,000 per month rental. This is while their father takes part in a genocide, guys. I mean, I don't even know. It's like, what do you say to that? Like, shit is getting ridiculous. Let's see what the public has to say. Obviously, we know gold and silver are going to play a huge part in this as well. Maybe we can address that a little bit later. Pre-construction phase of smart cities, yes, sir. Right, right. Colonizing, yeah. Guys, I mean, obviously, we have a history of just colonizing everything, but yeah, this is colonization, and it's not going to end well. I mean, I'm expecting some crazy attacks or something to go down on the mainland of the United States. Unfortunately, you know, the smart cities they're trying to push us in, give us digital ID, take away our cars, do all this crazy stuff, make us all buy a Tesla and turn our cars off and shit like that, you know. And when I can eventually, I need some land. I need a car with no electronics in it, and I'm just go chill off grid or some shit because this is just getting a little too wild for me. Yeah, I mean these guys are dancing on us, guys. This is more than 9/11. We had 5, we have hundreds now. Hundreds are dancing in underground bunkers as missiles are being shot off, launched, and you know, we know Trump said that with further military action on behalf of Iran, he'll respond with something never seen or done before. And it just sucks. It sucks. Iran has begun landing in the Persian Gulf after pounding the military base. It's time for the ground entry. Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. Reports of a huge missile strike, and the Qatari base is a big one, guys. That is a very, very big one. And we have Netanyahu being welcomed right now. A small wooden box was placed before Benjamin Netanyahu while officials wore gold bands on their left wrists. The guard's face is blurred in photos but visible in the video inside the Israeli High Command war room, and I believe this is in Germany, guys. I don't think there's any sound to this. Yeah, this is just... They're all clapping. Everyone clap and bow down to King Netanyahu. All right, this guy's wearing the same outfit Brian Mast wore in Congress, guys. Don't be shocked, right? Yeah, you know, it's hard. It's hard to just stick here and be like, oh, you know, everything's gonna be alright. Oh God, my bad. Oh God, my bad, guys. My bad. Shit. Burn in hell. All right, things are getting crazy. They're talking about revolution, right? There's gonna be death everywhere. It just is what it is. Let's face what we're fighting. I want to get another perspective again. We see the lives are pretty much back up. The Persian Gulf is trending right now. We can go ahead and take a quick listen to stuff that is going on, guys. And then I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for a little bit, go deal with some stuff. Maybe I'll go live again, or maybe I'll just do another video. I'm not really sure. It's easier to cover this live, though, obviously. Yeah. We're on the World War III is here, guys. There's no denying it.
And they said, yeah, that's the base. But I'm just going on what I've heard directly. But Didi's right. We're just waiting for more confirmation.
Oh no,
And
Beatrix, I'm sorry. This is a brand new one. So that was 45 minutes ago, and they've just hit again as well. So
oh, really?
yeah.
I need a horse or
Make no mistake, they're
So
a
did
very
you cover
old
this?
car.
They've shot
like a
down an
Cuban car, like a
MQ-9 and it's on
50s car
film,
or
so that's
something. I'm not
verified.
sure.
That's one of
Off-grid,
those
baby.
super expensive
I'm feeling
drones
that. I
the
really feel
Americans
that.
have.
Yeah, CENTCOM is saying, I don't know how old this is, but somebody sent me this. CENTCOM is confirming that 3 US service members were killed and 5 others seriously wounded in action as part of what's going on. And this is in Qatar, in Doha. CENTCOM have confirmed that. I don't know how old it is, but it must be quite new, right?
We announced it, I want to say about an hour on the space. Believe it or not, Beatrix, what I'm finding, and this is, I think, an testament to exactly what we have going on. I'm finding that Israeli Telegram knows quicker than we do. right? They're actually releasing information before Americans. Like, for example, before the CENTCOM notification came out,
Guys, this
I had
is real
said we
shit,
can't
like on
confirm
the
it,
brink.
but I'm seeing it,
This
and
is
this looks
firsthand
very
news,
accurate. 3
way before
American soldiers have
media.
died, and 5 American soldiers are critically injured. And I'm not sure that exactly where it happened. I don't think I saw that. But yeah, I think that that number is going to grow. I am seeing also and hearing rumblings. The Kuwait base that was struck today may have had an American soldier as a casualty on there as well. I've confirmed it through 2 Telegram sources, but not 3. And that's usually when I say, okay, without a doubt, this happened.
Yeah, every time you get these reports, a perfect case example. I was involved in a terrorist attack hit the naval base. I was stationed. I was 20 minutes behind it. I would have been one of the casualties. They kept saying 2 dead, 2 dead, a couple wounded. Well, it was 10 dead plus 20 some wounded. You don't ever really know the real number, but always go up.
They casualty launder as well. Like, they'll have on-base accidents and veteran suicides. Not that that's not a real thing, but some of that is just people who got killed by Hamas, and they're like, "Oh no, they killed themselves." It's casualty laundering.
Great point. Yeah, we never hear those numbers.
There were a lot that died in southern Lebanon. They didn't want to admit. It's like, well, you guys pulled out.
Yeah,
Why?
Ryan, I still, if the Lord, I would love to have that interview with you sometime about my lovely 9 months there in Beirut, Lebanon. Oh, my lovely 9 months there.
We'll do it. Let me get back to Korea.
Yeah. All right. No, but seriously, because there's things. Well, you know what I'm talking about. I already sent you those DMs. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like we'll do that. I got a bunch of interviews to do when I get home, but you're on my list for sure. I still have Epstein stuff to do. I have a lot of news on that. But like, I'm just gonna sit on it because I'm not gonna compete with the Iran war. And Epstein's not time sensitive. It can wait. Okay, so.
How close do you really put the Epstein list? I'm not taking anything away from that, but to Trump being coerced into this.
He gets enough money from AIPAC and Adelson and Singer and all to do it anyway. That's every American president. It's like almost all of Congress. They all do. They all love Israel. Some of them, it's ideological, like the Huckabees. These like holy roller so-called Christians. I'm going to say so-called because...
Yes, please. Please say so-called.
They don't even call them Judeo-Christians. Jews.
No.
They're just Jews.
Yeah. Don't even use the J Christian word.
They're just Jewish wannabes.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's it.
So they want to be Jews.
I want to be you, man. Come on.
It's like Steve Bannon is like, I'll just drop the Christian from Christian Zionist. Like, there you go. Accurate. You're just a Zionist. There you go. But for Trump, it's not ideological. He's not really religious. It's I don't think he's intelligent enough to have a theology. Really, he's just like Trump worships himself.
Well, yeah, that's his religion.
I mean, he might have some tacit belief in God has created stuff and all, but I don't think he studies it or anything. For him, it's money. Like, he's getting money. They're the donors. They pay for everything. So he let them do all his appointees to his cabinet and all. And that's why you have Hegseth and Huckabee and Rubio and all these hardcore Judeos. Judeo-Athlickers, whatever. I don't even want to call them Christians. Ted Cruz and stuff. And that guy is straight as a boomerang. So is Lindsey Graham.
Leave Lindsey Graham alone. Leave him alone. He likes Tel Aviv. Okay, that's his private life. Leave him out of this.
Sure. Yeah, Lindsey Graham's
Tel Aviv.
He'll be in Tel Aviv after he's done shaving his legs.
Heartbroken. Some of his friends are no longer with us.
Yeah, McCain. I made a holiday out of his death every 25th. He was like the pale horse of the apocalypse. Every place he visited got hit with terrorists. A friend of mine broke that story of John McCain shaking hands with Haral al-Sham terrorists in Syria. He's like, I know these people. These are good people. Like, shut up, McCain.
Bunker, probably in Greece, or maybe unconfirmed reports suggest that Benjamin Netanyahu has been killed in an Iranian airstrike. Like, no, he's probably in Greece right now hiding. The difference is Khamenei is in Iran with his people, and these people are cowards. Feeling Netanyahu, they're not going to be. They're not even in Israel. They're in some bunker, probably in Greece or maybe on an island somewhere. They're not in Israel because they're cowards. The same way when they killed Yahya Sinwar, the leader of Hamas. Where was he? He was on the front lines, holding an AK-47. Yeah, Netanyahu's not dead. He's in Greece, bro. But they're cowards. And the reason they're cowards is because why this happens and why.
If China wanted to take Taiwan, they could just go ahead and walk over there and just take it. They'll float across the water, go do what they have to do. They could take Taiwan in 2 seconds. And I wouldn't even be shocked if that happened. To be completely honest, I could completely see that happening. 100%.
There's evil in the world is these people fear death. You understand that? The people of Israel, these Jewish supremacists, the reason that they go on Epstein Island and why Trump thinks he's going to hell, why they try to become gods on earth, why people like Elon Musk will hoard $1 trillion is because they fear death. It's because they want to be immortal in this world. The afterlife, it scares them, so they want to become gods on this earth. So they manipulate and they try to take power from God. They want to be the creators. And so the reason they hide and cower, even when it's war with their people, is because they know if they die, they know deep down where they're going. But people like Yahya Sinwar, leader of Hamas, he's in Palestine. He's in Palestine defending his people in the destroyed building holding an AK-47 because he knows that if he dies doing the right thing, if he dies in an act of martyrdom, you get the highest rank in heaven. We don't fear death. We're not supposed to. Maybe the Ron is saying a lot of these Gulf countries, a lot of these people that prioritize dunya or prioritize money and tall buildings and this, then they can stray away. But it's a reminder that this life is short. And so Khamenei, if he did die, if he died in this act, especially during the holy month of Ramadan, inshallah, he gets the highest rank in Jannah and he gets eternal paradise. He gets the highest rank, he gets martyrdom. That's the highest achievement we can get.
And this is exactly why the head of Iran is now a martyr, and they will fight to the death. They have vowed to fight to the death because of this. Let's go ahead and listen to this guy again, this rat. But unfortunately, let's just listen to this shit real quick.
But this is not only happening here in Israel. The Iranian regime is attacking the entire region. 8 countries, I repeat, 8 countries in the region were attacked by ballistic missiles of Iran. Not only Israel, Arab countries are targeted by Iranian regime missiles. And we say it very clear. We don't have any fight, any quarrel with the Iranian people. The only objective, the only quarrel is the Iranian regime murderous attacks. This is what it's all about. Now I'll take some questions, please.
Sikander Kamani from Channel 4 News. Khamenei, the Iranian regime, have clearly done terrible things, particularly to their own people. But your prime minister is a wanted war criminal. You don't have the moral high ground here at all.
This is a war crime. This is a war crime. Targeting civilians,
This is the worst acting I've ever seen, guys. This guy's acting. It's very obvious. This is some Erica Kirk shit.
Their own people. But your prime minister is a wanted...
I mean, Yahoo is a wanted war criminal. He's going to sit here and say that this is a war crime? Bro, they just bombed 3 schools in Iran. Come on, guys.
war criminal. You don't have the moral high ground here at all.
This is a war crime. This is a war crime. Targeting civilians, targeting elderly women, killing, murdering her caregiver from the Philippines. And the Iranian regime is targeting not only us in Israel, they are targeting the entire region.
What about the 100 or so schoolgirls in Iran that are being killed in a strike there?
And this must stop. This must be stopped, and this is what we're trying to do. Yes, next question, please.
But what about those Iranian
Let's
schoolgirls?
allow others, please.
I'm Lomas from...
Disgusting. Disgusting.
Unconfirmed reports suggest that Benjamin Netanyahu has been killed in an Iranian airstrike.
Right.
Is doing. We are...
China is building a man-made island for a military base not far from Taiwan. All distractions, prepare for any scenario. Yeah, guys. I actually haven't heard too much about that, but I mean, we're gonna get a big country involved, a big nation involved in this. China, Russia, something is gonna pop off. They touch the boats. They touch the boats. That's all it boils down to at the end of the day.
Bibi's running around. This is a fact. I'm not guessing about this because I talked to people he said it to. Is running around the Middle East, his region, and his own country, and telling people point blank, just stating it, I control the United States. I control Donald Trump. He's saying that. And I dare them to say that's not true. Bibi, not the nation of Israel, not Israelis, and certainly not Jews, whatever that means. The leader, the secular prime minister of a country is doing immense harm to Donald Trump's presidency, to the United States, and to the world. This is an unbalanced person whose only real concern is for himself. He's meddling in an extensive way in American politics. He's loathed by the entire world. He needs the United States, and yet at the same time, he has this patronizing attitude toward Donald Trump, demeaning Trump to people Trump knows. Separating from Bibi immediately, I think, is an essential next move. But objectively, that is absolutely necessary, and very soon, because he is hurting his own country, our country, and the world. Period.
Yeah, ridiculous. What do the people have to say? Right, any breaking news? Let's take a look.
The runways. You know, they like to blow up the hangars. You know, planes can move, and so can boats. But the stagnant targets are
maybe I'll catch
sitting ducks.
It's getting crazy, guys.
Same thing, though. I mean, they can blow up Iran's as well, and they are.
So Trump apparently just had a conversation with Fox. I'm waiting on the video, but I'm seeing it on Telegram. And this is a quote. I don't care about, hold on. I'm not worried about the effects of the military operation against Iran on the Strait of Hormuz and oil prices. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wait,
well,
what?
America only imports like 12% of its oil from overseas. It gets the majority from Canada, Mexico, and
Europe,
itself.
that's true. Yeah, true.
Europe
They'll
is
hold their
screwed.
own stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I think America does. They're like, well, let's see. Our economic rivals in Europe and Asia are going to have a hard time. You know, Iran is facing an existential threat. And the Israelis will get bombed, but every single American city will still be intact. All the infrastructure will still be there. And he'll lose a few sailors. It's a price he's willing to pay because it's not his sons.
Yeah, true.
I don't see Baron Trump over there, you know?
Exactly, Ryan. Just want to welcome Dan Blazarian onto the space. Dan, thanks for joining us. How are you?
Oh, Dan,
hey, brother, I'm good. I'm just here to listen to Ryan. So I'm getting my breakfast ready and stuff. Don't mind me. I just want to come on to get more people in the space. So
Appreciate it. Well, Ryan's been giving some great analysis. Ryan, do you
Dan, you should have been here shooting bears.
I know that might be one of my life's regrets, but I got a paintball tournament to go to.
That's pretty fun too. It's not as fun as shooting a bear, though.
Yeah, but please tell me more about the Iranian situation. I want to hear your thoughts, Ryan.
Well, it's kind of going as predicted. The Gulf area bases, which were the most vulnerable, the closest range, which means they don't have to. They have to use long range attacks on Israel. They can use
in
all of their
Israel
arsenal on
have been
Bahrain,
attacked
Qatar, and Kuwait,
by missiles.
and
Yes.
they seemingly have been decimating those. Iran's been taking it on the chin too, but it's a large
Not sure
country
if
with
is actually
90 million
happening,
people,
but it's
so
been
they
confirmed.
can win that war of attrition. America owns the sea, they own the air, but death tolls are starting
I'm
to
not
come
sure
in.
if this is
3
gonna work,
Americans
bro. I'm not gonna
died,
lie to you.
confirmed by CENTCOM from ballistic missiles. Another one may have died. Where we wait and get.
Let's see here, guys. Look at the sentiment across social media, guys. They're saying, Trump's getting walked like a dog. It's unfortunate. What does the other space have to say?
Verify. I'm getting the actual full statement, and then I'll talk about it as soon as I get it. Um, um, so
You're talking
voice.
about going back to the conversations with Iran.
Yes,
Look, like two
exactly.
hours ago, there was an interesting report coming out of Iran saying that America is the one that is basically pleading to mediator countries and that the U.S. administration have turned to
Guys,
Italy
the
in
United
order to
States
ask
doesn't know
Iran
what to
to
do.
stop the war. Now, when a report like this is coming from IRGC media sources in Iran, I'm guessing that Iran is trying to create a leeway to go back into the negotiation table. But I think it was established yesterday, actually in Mario's space. It was established by various members of the panel that the negotiations were only a distraction. Everybody knew that all the forces that are moving here are not really coming here just to flex a muscle. Everybody knew that the war is coming, just no one knew exactly when. So the negotiation was basically the same tool that the IRGC is using to fool the West. The West have used on the IRGC, and they have used the negotiation. The West have used the negotiation in order to stall for time, in order to position forces, military forces, in the Middle East like we've never seen before. So it's hard for me to believe that the U.S. is interested in negotiation, especially in this early point of time. But it looks like the Iranian government is trying to go back into the negotiation table as if they still believe that this will buy them time. But I only think it will stall the bitter end that we're all know that is coming for them.
So what other things that could happen is Trump would be like, okay, we can talk, but we're not stopping the aggression until you take a decision on what you want to do. So it could be an ongoing, strikes would be ongoing, everything would keep going, the military action would keep being ongoing, and they would have to negotiate under fire, technically.
I think of what Voice basically was referring to, the story is really deep because they thought if they asked those guys to go back and talk to their supreme leader during those negotiations, they can follow them and locate his position. Right? That's what was the story.
This was
Not
confirmed
exactly.
yesterday. This was confirmed yesterday by the IDF that the negotiation were a trick to get everyone together, and that not confirmed, but like suggested by
No,
IDF.
that it was to stall time
Yeah.
by while the U.S. military is putting forces here. I mean, they obviously didn't mean that this whole thing would. They knew that if they will put the demands of the nuclear weapons or the nuclear enriched uranium, and then they will add also the ballistic missile program. They knew that the IRGC.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up the stream with one last piece of news, guys. Yeah, trying to negotiate before before the market opens. Yeah, good luck. Right, that shit's not gonna happen. Um, Trump on Iran. So basically, they want to talk, and I've agreed to talk. So I will be talking to them. Right, we have heard before that he tried to negotiate. Iran said no and kept sending out missiles. So things are going to get very, very interesting. I 100% guarantee they killed a lot of their head of government in Iran. I guarantee they're going to get together to try and talk. Some shit's going to go down. It's just going to get worse, right? We know this is not going to just stop here. All right, it's gone too far. They got the entire Strait of Hormuz closed. They've bombed 8 countries. They've hit a U.S. military base. They've tried to shoot at boats. They've hit Saudi Arabia. They've done all this stuff, right? The United States have hit multiple schools. Iran has vowed to fight a spiritual war for 30 days in martyr of their leader, right? This isn't going to stop here, right? So we have, they want to talk. have agreed to talk, and I will be talking to them. I don't know about that. So we will see. But people are obviously anticipating a much bigger war to break out here. And it seems right now, I know we've been going for a few hours, but it seems like there is a little bit of a calm before the storm here, guys. I've been following this dude for all this, and he is very up to date on information. So I anticipate some fake negotiations and then some more bullshit to pop off, to be quite honest. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for the stream. I got some stuff to do, and maybe I will be back in just a minute, or maybe I'll drop a video, not too sure. Things are getting crazy. I'm happy to have covered this, but my God, guys. My God. I mean, it's like the craziest shit I've ever lived through. Well, we'll see. I'm sure there's more stuff to come, unfortunately. Let's hope they don't activate them sleeper cells, guys. That's what I'm worried about. That being said, I'll be back. You feel me? Wait. Before I get out of here, I need to play one song. I need to play my exit song, bro. What am I talking about? What do I want to go here? I already played one. We could Boom Boom Tel Aviv is good, but we've already played that twice. Yes, sir, guys. Y'all have an amazing day. I will catch y'all. All right. I'm chilling today, so I might be back, but I gotta take care of some stuff. What song should I play? We'll do Rug Muncher. That's how I'm feeling, Rug Muncher. Because listen, we've been getting rugged. We got rugged, guys. We got rugged. They say America first. Yeah. We got rugged, guys.
Yeah, I came up in the shadows where the charts don't lie, where the rugs come quick and the fakes multiply. No fits crypto in the booth, yeah, the voice they fear, dropping truth so sharp it'll split yo. Yeah, I saw a token looking shady, call it Z-Bike crew, talking biggest seed papers that never came true. Community pressed me like bro don't speak, but I stood 10 toes down, never fold, never weak. 1v20 and I still don't break. No face crypto got the smoke they can't take. When the scam vibes hit it and the walls all shake, I expose that mess for the whole chain sake. I dug receipts from the dark like a digital grave. Found projects in the past they tried hard to save. Old scams resurface, same tricks, new.
There's too much stuff going on, right? Like I kind of got to be back for this, but we'll see.
Copy paste white paper, same tie your game, but I don't back down. I don't bend, don't switch. When the heat comes heavy, I don't fold or glitch. I'm the ghost in the charts and the storm in the feed, dropping warnings to the fam so they never misread. 1v20 and I still don't break. No face crypto got the smoke they can't take. When the scam vibes hit it and the walls all shake.
Just one more thing to say, guys, real quick. Like the idea that I could snap on I'm gonna chill, right? We're focused on World War III, but like I know what this song's about. I
I expose that mess for the whole chain sake. They try to drown me in noise, but I cut through clean. All caps comments, whole squad looking mean, but truth hits harder than 1,000 mods when the facts line up like a row of gods. So here's to the fighters who protect the space, who call out lies with a masked up face. No, for crypto ain't a name, it's a movement spark, a flashlight burning in the blockchain dark. You could send 20 at me, I'll still stand tall for the real ones watching who don't wanna fall. College rap rhythm in it's all one night. I'm the voice of the people who just want what's right. 1v20 and I still don't break. No face crypto got the smoke they can't take. Call it truth, call it bread, call it fate. I protect my fam while the rest stay fake. 1v20 and I still don't break. No face crypto got the smoke they can't take. Call it truth, call it bread, call it fate. I protect my fam while the rest stay fake.
All right, guys, time for Boom Boom, and then I'm out of here, guys, for a little bit. Boom Boom Tel Aviv, guys. Boom Boom Tel Aviv. Oh my gosh. Wait. I want to find the good one. Where was the good dude dancing? There was a really good one. Boom Boom Tel Aviv remix coming soon. Oh shit.
In the end, how does it feel to have bombs drop on your civilians? Yo, you could avoid it.
Alright, that guy sucks. Let's do... Alright, we'll go with OG clip. I think We lost the other clip in the sauce.
This is what you get for all your evil deeds. Boom, 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 Tel Aviv. You brought this upon yourself. It's your time to bleed. Boom, 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 Tel Aviv. This is what you get for all your evil deeds. You were mocking dead kids, but now you're getting hit. Iranian missiles have your entire skyline lit, and you cry victim and say you didn't start this, but the whole world sees that your lies are retarded. Now you feel terror like the Palestinians. How does it feel to have bombs drop on your civilians? You could have avoided all this if you wanted to, but humanity never expected good people. Boom, boom, Tel Aviv, this is what you get for all your evil deeds. Boom, boom, Tel Aviv, you brought this upon yourself. It's your time to bleed.
I got this.
All right, guys, I'm gonna have to close it out with that, and I will be back at a later at a later time period. Fa! Man, things are getting crazy. One last check for any breaking news. My goodness, guys. Yep, looks like some negotiations may be taking place, quote unquote, but I don't believe that at all. I think some crazy shit's about to happen. You feel me?